in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That will be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday. Yes, it's finally Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a delightful day so far and getting ready for the weekend where we got more rain chances. I'm as excited about that as it being Friday. I'm like, yeah, we got some more rain coming, hopefully. I like it. This is the best part. You know, I love this time of year with monsoon season when we get rain and stuff. But it's kind of nice at the beginning of the week. It's like, yeah, I get used to this. And then a couple bright days break back to normal. And then, but yeah, they're saying this weekend we got decent chances. So cross your fingers, wash your cars, do all that good stuff. But got to thank the fine folks at McDonald's because each and every Friday here in the Roswell Talk FM Studios is a McDonald's Friday. Big thank you to the fine folks at McDonald's for providing us with delicious breakfast treats each and every Friday. Tanner, our McDonald's sommelier, making our selections of sandwiches and things for us each and every Friday. So big thank you to McDonald's. If you're hungry, swing on by. They got you covered. Don't forget, download the McDonald's app. It is a game changer. With that app, you can sign up for the rewards program where as soon as your first order, you're earning points towards free food. There's exclusive deals that are available only through the app, certain savings and opportunities to save that you can only get through the app. So give it a try. Download it. You can have food delivered. You can, of course, drive through, pick it up, or, pick it up to dine in. Either way, and have it ready for you when you get there. It saves you a lot of time. I don't know how many times I pre-order. I go right to the drive-thru. I just tell them my code number, and I'm in and out. And then you still got people sitting there ordering and all that. And I'm like, zoop, zoop, zoop. And it does make things a lot faster. So give that McDonald's app a little try and download it today and start earning your rewards and start saving some money there. It's pretty handy app. One of the as far as those kind of apps for restaurants and things, the one the McDonald's has is very, very handy, very useful. Give it a try. Download it today. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. This hour, here in just a little bit, we're going to have Congresswoman Yvette Herrell call in around 7:15 or so. She'll give us an update on what's going on there in Washington, probably talk a little bit about the January 6th hearings that we've been witnessing over the last week or two here, and just an update from her. In the 8 o'clock hour, my guest originally scheduled can't make it. They had a scheduling conflict. So we're going to replay an interview. In its place, in the 8 o'clock hour, we had the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters join us yesterday. Of course, Kim Dusendorf, our Southeast New Mexico rep here. And then she had Sebastian Martinez join us, who is the Chief Development Officer for, he works out of Albuquerque. So we had some of the state level with her as well, talking Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So we're going to play that interview in the 8 o'clock hour. And then we've got a pair of guests joining us in the 9 o'clock hour. We're going to have Dr. Maria Yang. She's a professor at NMMI. They've got a STEAM camp that she wants to talk a little bit about every time they put together these camps, it doesn't come without support from the community. So she wanted to thank the community and talk a little bit about the STEAM camp here. And then also in the 9 o'clock hour, Barbara Gomez with Main Street Roswell is going to join us, give us an update, talk about UFO Festival Parade and some of the upcoming events and things like that are happening, which are aplenty here in the upcoming weeks here with UFO Festival and all that good stuff. But talk about what's going on through Main Street during that time. Plus, we'll have all of your features that include the news of the local variety, the news of the national variety, and all of our normal features and all of that good stuff. Sean is on vacation, so flying solo. He'll be back next week. I know he made it to Vegas. I saw, you know what, though? Either he went to bed early or he's out having good time and not even chronicling it on his social media, which is probably a good thing. But I think the last post I saw for him was early evening or late afternoon yesterday, where he arrived at his hotel in Vegas and started off his vacation with a beverage. And that was the last pic I saw. That was still daylight out, so nothing after that. So no reports as of 7:11 in the a.m. here this morning. So we'll see. But if I get some, I'll let you know. By the way, and hopefully I'll get a chance to talk a little bit about this. Last night was the Leadership Roswell Alumni Awards banquet that they had last week, and it was really good. And last night, so I need to get a chance to talk more about it, but I don't really have time this moment here, but we will. It is 7:11. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll be getting sunshine today. It stays pretty hot with our high in the upper 90s and isolated afternoon thunderstorm possible. Overnight, we're in the upper 60s and a few clouds, and then slightly better chances of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms coming up on Saturday. We'll hit the upper 90s. Looks like low 90s on Sunday. Sunshine in the morning, pretty good chance of afternoon storms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 73 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 53%. Winds are calm at the moment. Today, sunny, hot. Highs pushing 100. Not quite, though. 98 today. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 69 degrees and west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then the rain chances are back. Looks like Sunday are better chance, but you know, for us, pretty good chances all weekend. A 30% chance of showers for tomorrow afternoon. They throw in the caveat that some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. But sunny with a high of 97 tomorrow and northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. That 30% chance of rain continues tomorrow night. Once again, partly cloudy with an overnight low of, where is it at there? There it goes, 60. And then we're looking at winds around 15 miles per hour. Sunday, our chance of rain bumps up to 40%. Mostly sunny, highs only in the 80s, too, 88, so a little cooler on Sunday. Winds out of the north at around 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, and overnight low of 65. And then we've got rain chances they've got me through Thursday, and we're looking 30% on Monday, 40% on Tuesday, 20% on Wednesday, 20% on Thursday, with highs floating right around the low 90s for most of next week. So monsoon season, official now. All right, 7:14, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Congresswoman Yvette Herrell, she's already on the phone waiting on me to shut up. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll talk with Congresswoman Yvette Herrell on the other side. Don't go away.
A comedian once said, "No one can tell me anything, not even myself." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, most people stop listening and start forming an answer or response when someone's talking to them within 7 seconds, so they miss most of the information.
John 10:27 says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me."
You know, when Julie and I were preparing for this, she looked right at me after I spoke for a while and said, "What?" I guess we all have work to do in listening. But you know what? Just like learning to know God takes time and focus and to know His voice, it's going to take time and focus to really get to know our spouse and to really start enjoying and loving marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Time for the 86th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, July 29th through August 6th at the Lee County Fairgrounds. This year, it's all about honoring our heritage. Come enjoy the Arts and Crafts Showcase, the Carnival, Extreme Bulls event, the PRCA Rodeo, the livestock shows, commercial vendors, and some of the best fair food in the state. And of course, the concert series with Ramon Ayala y sus Bravos del Norte de la Leyenda, Friday, July 29th at 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 2nd, Randall King takes the stage at 9:30.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Wednesday, August 3rd, it's Zach Williams at 9:30. Thursday, August 4th, don't miss the Randy Rogers Band at 9:30. Friday, August 5th, it's Joe Nichols at 9:30.
Yeah, tequila makes her clothes fall off.
And Cody Johnson on Saturday, August 6th at 9:30. Admission is free Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday all day, and every day before 5. $10 for adults, kids 6 to 12, $5, and 5 and under are free. More info at leecountyfair.net. See you at the Lee County Fair, July 29th through August 6th at the Lee County Fairgrounds.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Age Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity Employer.
This lot is hot. The Summer of Savings is on all month long at Roswell Nissan with scorching savings on a fresh lineup of amazing vehicles like a 2018 Nissan Altima for just $319 a month, a 2015 GMC Terrain for just $269 a month, or a 2016 Jeep Cherokee for just $209 a month. Zero down, no payments till August, and top dollar for your trade. And bring in your mailer for the chance to play Lucky Lotto and win cash. The Summer of Savings on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd, or shop online 24/7 at roswellnissan.com.
Playing dance music can help ward off mosquitoes. Now you have a reason to invite Pitbull to your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us on the phone this morning, Congresswoman Yvette Herald back with us. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Well, as always, it's a pleasure to have you here on the radio. And, of course, a lot has gone politically, in the last couple weeks since we talked to you here. I want to get your thoughts on the big January 6th hearings and things going on. I know we see they put the primetime deal on with the whole getting Hollywood involved for the first one, and then, of course, they've been doing the subsequent hearings during the day on national televised audiences here. Just your overall thoughts on it. Is it all what you expected it would be? Is there information coming out that surprises you a little bit? Is it all just smoke and mirrors to you? What are your thoughts on it?
I really think it's a complete disaster and a waste of taxpayer money. And Mike, this is such just a sham of a committee hearing. They have no statutory authority. But here's the thing. This is just continuing to sabotage Donald J. Trump and anybody they can. This puts no money in the pocketbooks of the American taxpayer. It doesn't bring the gas prices down. It doesn't secure the southern border. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make the supply chain better or put baby formula on the shelves. And, oh, by the way, Nancy Pelosi's office, all of the correspondence out of her office, whether it's email, text, whatever you want to, any kind of correspondence in regards to January 6th, all of that's off the table.
Sure.
So we're really going to have a true hearing and really talk about these things. But to me, it's become just entertainment value. I mean, I chalk this up to the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, televised court trial, because that's what it is. When you have the ex-president of ABC or whoever it was, that actually produced the very first one.
Sure.
Now we're talking more about, entertainment value. And honestly, the truth is, in New Mexico, actually, the only 6 that people are calling me about is $6 a gallon gas. That's what people are worried about, the cost of fuel going up to $6 a gallon. This is a sham, and I think people are seeing through it. It is smoke and mirrors. And, they kicked off, Nancy Pelosi kicked off, Jim Jordan, Jim Banks, Troy Nehls, the members that Kevin McCarthy appointed. And so it makes no sense, but the taxpayer dollars that are being wasted on this, And now just, I think Liz Cheney's probably using it to elevate her name ID. She's in trouble with her reelection. So for her, there are a lot of different reasons they're doing it, but not for the right ones, in my opinion.
Sure. We got a lot to get to, so I don't want to spend all the time talking on January 6th here, but let's since we're talking a little bit about $6 gas here, let's talk about this move to maybe take the federal tax and knocking 15 cents off a gallon. What as far as that's what the president's proposing and things. What's Congress's thoughts on this? And is this a good thing, a bad thing, or is this causing a problem that's going to get bigger down the road? I mean, it could go either way. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, here's what I find fascinating, and I'll just say I'm glad that President Biden finally saw the light, because I introduced the Pump Act 1 year ago in March of 2021 to eliminate the federal gas tax for 6 months or until the economy started to recover. Of course, no one could foresee how bad it would get. I couldn't even get a committee hearing on that bill. And now suddenly, 4.5 months away from the election, from the midterms, the president's deciding that he might do a elimination of the federal gas tax for 90 days. And granted, if things weren't as bad as they are, this isn't going to push gas prices down as much as I'd love them to come down, but it would put money back in the pockets of the people that are now paying, $4.50, $4.95 a gallon.
Sure.
But I just think it's funny that that's just a testament to how divisive it is up here and how political. I had the bill introduced a year ago, couldn't even get a committee hearing on it, and now they're hearing, people are starting to say, this isn't working. We want something to be done.
Sure.
And now this is like a brand new idea for him. But I don't know whether he does it or not. I think absolutely anything we can do to help relieve the pain at the pump would be a good idea.
Sure.
And so hopefully we'll see if he does it. But I'm suspect of the timing and everything else on it, just because of, all of a sudden 4.5 months before midterm, and now he's going to start doing it. Kind of like the governor writing a letter to the administration saying that she doesn't want illegals transported to Albuquerque. Suddenly, that's a concern to her. I mean, it's just, kind of interesting on timing to me.
Well, and that's something that we as we the people need to make ourselves more expert on is when you look at your elected officials, pay attention to what they do during the non-election years versus what they do during the election years. And you might, and if you notice a huge difference, maybe that's not the person that should be representing you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's interesting to me, and I know I kind of pivoted over to the border, but we know that's still a major crisis. And the numbers now, April was the all-time high, of encounters in history. And of course, May went up. And then they the Department of Homeland Security put out a little memo, did a backdoor meeting and said, all right, we're going to start flying some of these folks up to Albuquerque and to other parts. But here's the truth, Mike, you and I both know they've been flying these illegals all over the country, all over the interior for the last year. And so now suddenly, they want to start flooding Albuquerque with them. And the governor suddenly has become aware that there might be a crisis on the border. And if she's sincere about it, then why doesn't she deploy the National Guard down there, give our Border Patrol agents the help they need in terms of boots on the ground? But again, I'm suspect of any of these decisions, like you just mentioned. When people suddenly start changing their tune or doing things that they know are right, but have been resistant for the last, 18 months, then I have to question the motive behind it. But it'll be interesting, and I do not know if she's received a response or not from the Department of Homeland Security or from the administration.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about, it's all same vein, different stuff here, but of course the Senate passing this gun bill and all of this, now it's coming to your side of Congress here. What is this going to be a dogfight, or is this going to be you guys are just trying to put up a fight that you just don't have the numbers for? Is it going to be another one of these, or what's going to happen in the House, you think?
Sadly, I'm afraid it might pass, and hopefully, if it's only party line. Although I can't say that there wouldn't be a couple of Republicans that wouldn't vote for it, because you saw what happened in the Senate last night.
Sure.
And actually, that vote's going to take place. Here's what's crazy: this bill was put together, backdoor deal between, I think, 20 senators. None of the Republicans that were part of the dialogue in making this bill writing this bill had, are up for reelection, are going to be reelected this year. They're either not running or not up for reelection. And so, it is really sad that there was no public input. There was no input from some of the organizations, the people, and the bill is a disaster. It's really going to compromise our Second Amendment. It's going to really jeopardize due process, and that is one of the paramount things we have in our country is due process. And I have talked to many of our law enforcement people. They don't like this bill. I mean, and we already have. Here's the thing: we already have federal laws that prohibit dangerous and unfit individuals from purchasing firearms. And like Tony Mace, Sheriff Mace up in Siebel County says, we need to enforce the bills or the laws that are already on the books. But this comes into a situation that brings the red flag. Again, that's very concerning to so many people. And even there was a study done by the Crime Prevention Research Center that said that the red flag laws had no significant effect on murder or suicide. But it also does kind of a backdoor universal background check. It absolutely puts people ages 18 to 20 as second-class citizens because it makes them wait longer periods of time to buy firearms. And these are, this is what's concerning. I had a news person ask me about the age situation. I said, it's interesting that we will allow, nobody pushes back when 18-year-olds want to join the armed services and handle firearms and protect our nation. No one cares about 18-year-olds being able to vote for the people that are actually making these decisions, and that suddenly they want to start saying there's no responsible 18 to 21-year-olds, and I just don't buy that. They apparently haven't spent much time in New Mexico because we have a number of amazing 18 to 20-year-olds.
Well, and then last time I checked, if a 18-year-old commits a felony, they get treated as an adult, not as a child.
That's right. That's right.
Why is that the case? But you know what I mean? It's a double stand. It's either they can handle it or they can't. They can't handle it on a per case basis here, like they're pointing out, basically.
Right. Yeah. Right. And in the bill also comes back to that. We had this in the state when I was a state representative. Not only red flag, but just then it puts the pressure on individuals that want to transition firearms from one individual to another, and it puts pressure on them where now they won't be able to do that. It's more of the same. It's a good talking point. I do not believe this bill is the right fix.
Sure.
We all want safer schools. There are ways that we can invest in mental health, behavioral health, more resource officers in the school systems. Why don't we update some of the functions of the school in terms of capabilities to do lockdowns and so forth? But this is a feel-good bill for the Democrats, and they were just hell-bent in getting it done before we break for 4th of July recess, which we'll leave to today. We'll be out of session for the next 2 weeks, but we were not leaving this, D.C. until they got this done. But here's what's sad. It just passed the Senate last night, like at 10 o'clock. The bill just came. None of the offices have the full context of the bill yet because it just passed. They're going to run it through the Rules Committee this morning. In fact, they're doing it right now, and then expect all of us to vote on it. And so we're just pulling what we can find, what we've gotten with our colleagues over on the Senate side. This is what they do to the American people.
Sure.
They come up with a bill, they rush it through with no regard to what people might think, what ideas could be considered. And then rush it through, and then we'll go out this 4th of July and act like they've done something special, when in fact they really haven't done the right thing for the American people. And across the board, doesn't matter the party, people in general are law-abiding citizens that own firearms. They understand the Second Amendment, and they know this is, again, the camel's nose under the tent, and even more so, it's an impediment on the Second Amendment. They know that, and I think they're miscalculating the importance of our right to own a firearm and the importance of gun ownership in the nation.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is just my 2 cents on it. I call what we're seeing right now legislation by emotion. And the other point, when it comes to gun restrictions, things like that, I think the problem we're seeing right now is we're making all the laws in the world. You can make all the laws in the world. There was laws, for many years on how to buy a gun and things like this. The problem, I think, is we keep making laws, and we got legislators sitting in, whether it's our U.S. Congress or state houses, sitting in there making all these laws and creating restrictions, but then they don't turn around and give the actual people that have to do this stuff the resources to do it. So the law it has no teeth because they can't enforce it. You know, they're talking about background checks and all that. You know, these things that slip through the cracks or whatever is because there's not proper stuff in place to do all this. And I kind of look at, rather than sit here and make more laws that aren't really being enforced, let's go back and see what's already on the books and make sure those are being enforced.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like, and so now, and like, it's exactly like you said, they'll come in on a Friday and make everybody vote this thing real quick, because if you don't, you are against every, that means you want kids dead. You want, you know what I mean? They guilt you into that. And now that you look, and so I voted no, and as soon as you say I voted no, that's where they stop the soundbite. If they keep going, it's I voted no because it didn't have here. It would fix this, but we got to surrender this, and this to fix this. That's not the right answer. And so, but that's not the part that most Americans get privy to. So that's the part I kind of make on it is stop, legislating by emotion, and let's actually talk about these things and not create 16 congressional panels and meetings every time there's a school shooting. This isn't going to work, So that's my thought.
Exactly right. No, and you're absolutely right. And you hit the nail on the head in terms of the federal law. Just looking at what it's already people that have a misdemeanor, domestic violence conviction, or involuntarily committed to a mental institute. Any of these things. This is already people who are prohibited from possessing or purchasing a firearm, and they're putting that back in there. I mean, so it's a lot of redundancy, but a lot of it, just like you said earlier, kind of a knee-jerk reaction and not really solving any issue. It's a feel-good bill to go back to the district and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But at the end of the day, it's not a realistic bill that would actually work and really help the American people. And they really, I believe, underestimated how many people are responsible gun owners. Basically, this bill punishes all law-abiding citizens that are responsible gun owners, and that's the crime in this whole thing. It's like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't punish the good people just because you're emotional about this. And we're all sick over what we see happening. It's interesting to me that we see on the news every weekend how many homicides are there in different cities, Chicago and around the country, and they never say a word about that. But they wait so they could exploit and really pull the heartstrings, and it makes me sick. And I think there are a lot of things that happened at Uvalde that you and I probably don't even know all the details of what the police, the decisions that were being made. Don't get me wrong, I'm not condoning this at all. I'm just saying, think it's not very wise to make decisions based, like you just said, on emotion rather than, if we're going to sit down and do something, let's sit down and look at what we've already got. How can we improve it? Can we improve it? And if not, let's give the resources necessary to these agencies that are really on the hook for doing the background checks and so forth. So it is just a direct attack. And I've had a ton of people reach out to the office against this bill because they knew it was coming. Nobody knew when, but today's the big day. So.
Yeah, and this is just it. This Friday seems like it's kind of compiling to a lot of stuff between what's going on in Congress and obviously what's going on in the Supreme Court. It's kind of so real quick. I don't know how much time we got left with you before you got to go, but I do want to discuss Supreme Court a little bit. Of course, the New York. Speaking of guns, talking about the concealed carry, the reversal there by the Supreme Court.
That's right.
Timing here as the other stuff's going on in the Senate, and at the same time, Supreme Court's going kind of the other direction here.
I know.
It's kind of a weird place right now, isn't it?
It's so weird. Yeah, that decision came out yesterday, and today probably the Roe v. Wade one will come out. There's a lot of extra security up here right now, and a lot of roads blocked off and that. And so yeah, it'll be an emotional day for many people who just don't understand because they're mad about yesterday's court decision. They're going to be excited today if this thing gets through the House. And then, with the Roe v. Wade, it's for some people up here, it's an emotional roller coaster.
Sure.
To me, it's just like, why don't we just get back to basics, put the American people first? And one thing real quick, because I do have to jump off, but the one thing I do want to state about this Supreme Court ruling, and this makes me so mad, I've heard so many people in New Mexico and around the country say, the women's health choice, the women's right. This bill doesn't, that reversal, if they go that direction today, won't change any of that.
Right.
It simply gives the decision back to the state.
Yeah.
So in a state like New Mexico, since we are the late-term abortion capital of the country, which is sickening, but that's where we are in this world right now, this isn't going to change a darn thing in terms of choices for women, women's health in the state of New Mexico. It simply gives the decision process back to the states where it should have been all along, closer to the people. So, again, there's so much misinformation out there, but people hear something or see a weird news clip or hear, something on the news and think it's, the truth, just like these bills. A lot of them, the titles are great.
Yeah.
Then you pull back the curtain and look at the text of the bill and the consequences of it or the overreach, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. So I think the American people and certainly the people of New Mexico are starting to really pay attention and look to see what these dangerous policies are doing to our personal lives, our businesses, our families, our communities, and really our country.
Yeah, and that at the end of the day, the Roe v. Wade decision here is, you're absolutely right. It's not going to overturn or keep abortions legal in this country. It doesn't do any of that. Yeah. All it says is the federal government is out of the business of deciding whether it's legal or not. That's all we're saying is it's the federal government saying, we're out. You decide whether you want to have an abortion or not. That's not something the federal government's going to tell you can do or not do. That's all the overturning Roe v. Wade says, which, according to, our Constitution, now it falls on the states to be responsible for that. So now each state gets to decide whether they're going to keep abortion or make it illegal. And like you just said, if your state's a liberal state, odds are pretty good it's not going anywhere. And and everyone else knows here in New Mexico, we've got 100 years to get to middle before we get to even a conservative state.
Exactly. So so don't believe everything you hear on TV. You got to wait. People have to wait and listen to us, Mike. Then they get the truth.
Exactly. Just wait to do every decision. Just wait to this conversation. So, which means we're going to have to have more of them. That would just be the rule.
That's right. We'll just do it.
Very good.
Do it. So. Well, okay, good deal.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great weekend and safe travels back home to the district when you get to do all that here. And we look forward to talk to you again soon, okay?
Sounds great. Hey, and you have a great weekend, too.
All right, we'll do the same. Take care.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Congresswoman Yvette Harrell. I knew I had her for about 15, 20 minutes, and I was like, man, we got a lot to get to. So I apologize if I was fast and furious with the questions, but I had there's just a lot going on right now, and I wanted to get her thoughts on all of those. So thank you to the Congresswoman and Casey. Her assistant Casey's kind of the wrangler who keeps in touch with me and keeps me, okay, we got her for a few minutes, and very good at working times and everything. So appreciate their office for always kind of staying in touch with us and keeping us up to date on stuff. Of course, if you missed any part of that, it's going to be up on our Facebook and ksvptv.com and, of course, our YouTube channels here. You can go there, watch it live and rewind now, but it'll be separated by itself after the show here today. All right, it is 7:39. Let's go ahead and pause for some news of the local variety, along with the Kim Commando update. And then we'll take a quick break as well, too. And then I'll talk about last night's Leadership Roswell Alumni Banquet. I didn't get a chance to talk much about it at the top of the show because I had the Congresswoman calling in. So I got a little time in the back half of the hour, so we'll do that here coming up as well. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Roswell trying to attract sports tourism to the city. The Roswell City Council this week, the General Services Committee, looked into an inventory of the city's sports facilities. No action was taken on the plan, but the concern is that the city does not have available facilities to host large sporting events like other communities in the region. Sports tourism often brings people to cities for multi-night stays. Last year, the city also created a sports tourism sales manager position within the Public Affairs Department, but Sean Lewis resigned from that job last week to take a job with the state. The city of Roswell also reminding residents about what fireworks are legal and which are not legal. Only the following fireworks are legal within the city of Roswell: cone fountains, crackling devices, cylindrical fountains, flitter sparklers, ground spinners, illuminating torches, toy smoke devices, and wheels. Legal aerial devices include mines, Roman candles, and shells. Among the items that are not legal in the city limits of Roswell include bottle rockets, Saturn missile batteries, and any type of missile. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
If you're headed to a car dealership this weekend, consider what many call a warning about Tesla cars, coming from none other than Elon Musk himself. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by CarShield. Protect your car from expensive repairs. Visit carshield.com/Kim and save 10%. A deductible may apply. It's not often you hear the head of any auto manufacturing company speak of their own cars in anything but glowing terms. That's why the world's most eccentric billionaire attracted attention this past week when he called Tesla manufacturing facilities gigantic money furnaces. Those were his exact words. Despite Tesla's popularity, Musk says that his electric car factories are losing billions of dollars because of global supply chain disruptions and battery manufacturing problems that have kept the company from scaling up production. It's more cost-effective to buy lots of parts and make lots of cars than to buy and build small, which raises big questions about repairs and service for current Tesla owners. I post breaking tech news 24/7 at my website. That's commando.com. As the sun comes out and small businesses are back in business, LinkedIn Jobs makes it easier to grow your team. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the people who you want to interview faster and for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 810 million people. Then add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring so your network can help you find the right people to hire. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing faster. Every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim to post your job for free. That's linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll be getting sunshine today. It stays pretty hot with our high in the upper 90s and isolated afternoon thunderstorm possible. Overnight, we're in the upper 60s and a few clouds, and then slightly better chances of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms coming up on Saturday. We'll hit the upper 90s. Looks like low 90s on Sunday. Sunshine in the morning, pretty good chance of afternoon storms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Fewer Americans applied for jobless benefits last week as the U.S. job market remains robust despite 4-decade-high inflation. Applications for jobless aid for the week ending June 18th fell to 229,000, a decline of 2,000 from the previous week, the Labor Department reported. U.S. health regulators on Thursday ordered Juul to pull its electronic cigarettes from the market, the latest blow to the embattled company widely blamed for sparking a national surge in teen vaping. The action is part of a sweeping effort by the Food and Drug Administration to bring scientific scrutiny to the multi-billion-dollar vaping industry after years of regulatory delays. The FDA said Juul must stop selling its vaping device and its tobacco and menthol-flavored cartridges. This week, gasoline is averaging $4.95 a gallon nationwide. That's up from $3.06 per gallon a year ago. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
The blowout is on. The Honda Summer Blowout is on now at Roswell Honda with an explosive selection of sparkling new rides to choose from, like a 2017 Honda Accord for just $389 a month, a 2019 Ford EcoSport for just $349 a month, or a 2015 Chrysler 200 for just $249 a month. Get a Home Depot gift card and a Caribbean getaway just for stopping by, a VR headset with a test drive, and an Amy's Fireworks bundle with purchase. And register to win a $500 Amy's Fireworks bundle to be given away June 25th at 1 p.m. The blowout is on at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
What if? What if the government lied? What if aliens survived the crash? What if they escaped? What if they're still here? Hiding, waiting, preparing. What then? Find out the truth behind the 1947 Roswell incident in novel form. TheVetrixSeries.com.
There's a whole universe out there. Come explore at the International UFO Museum and Research Center, featuring engaging exhibits and in-depth first-hand accounts of the incident that put Roswell on the map. The research library features the most comprehensive collection of UFO research materials in the world, and you can get exclusive one-of-a-kind gifts and merch from the gift shop or online at RoswellUFOmuseum.com. Don't forget about the UFO Festival, July 1st through 3rd, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The International UFO Museum and Research Center. It's otherworldly.
Oh! Shooters, get ready. The H.F. Sinclair Charity Freedom Clay Shoot is set for Saturday, July 16th at the Eddy County Shooting Range. Deadline to register is July 11th. 1 in 4 shooters win, with one winner drawn from each team. There's a big silent auction and fantastic prizes. A shotgun, rifles, pistols, coolers, smokers, and more. All shooters receive a gift and lunch, Friday night lights, and 5 stand shoot, plus a cookout is optional. Register online at artesiachamber.com. All proceeds benefit local Boy Scouts and community impact programs.
How do you make the most of your land? Well, Shaw does it with a John Deere 1025R tractor, so he can
make the earth take the shape that I want it to take.
While the Allens use a John Deere 3032E tractor to
grow about 9 acres of flowers.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a deer.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Every trial, every heartache, every letdown, you're raising it up for my good.
Country Club Road Church of Christ would like to invite you out to a free concert, June 25th at 7 p.m. Come out and enjoy the beautiful music from Lubbock Christian University's very own group, Best Friends.
Let me tell you about my Jesus. His love is strong and his grace is free.
Hear songs from their latest album, Solid Rock. It's a fun, free night of music and worship you won't want to miss. All ages are welcome.
Did he move every mountain? Did he part every sea? Yes, he did.
That's Saturday, June 25th, 7 p.m. at Country Club Road Church of Christ, 700 West Country Club Road in Roswell.
The truth be told, the truth is really told.
Hear more of the music from Best Friends on iTunes.
I say I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine, oh, I'm fine.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
You are 13.8% more likely to die on your birthday. Think about that the next time you want to celebrate your birthday month. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:48. Happy Friday to you. If you missed any part of our interview we just had with Congresswoman Yvette Harrell, as I mentioned right after the interview, it'll be available at your leisure, ksvptv.com, or our Roswell Talk FM YouTube channel, or on our Facebook page. You can find it there. Hey, during the break there, you also heard a commercial tomorrow night out at Country Club Road Church of Christ. They got a free concert. Best Friends, they're from LCU, Lubbock Christian University. They're a group out of there. And their latest album, Solid Rock, they're going to be, I don't know if you call it touring per se, but yeah, they're going to be doing big free concert. They're an amazing group of vocalists, singers, performers. Is really great. Matter of fact, go and check out Best Friends on YouTube, or not YouTube, iTunes, and check it out and see. But it's a free concert. It's tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Country Club Road Church of Christ, which is located at 700 West Country Club Road, right there, right kind of by Home Depot and all that there. You can't miss it there off of Country Club. But, yeah, it's going to be a great concert. That's tomorrow night, free concert. They are doing a love offering, but if you have none to offer, if you're broke, I get you. It 'tis the season to be. come out. It's not about that. It's about the message and everything that's part of it. So last night was the Leadership Roswell Alumni Awards Banquet. It's been on hiatus for the last couple years. The actual banquet itself has, anyway, because of COVID. So this is the first time Leadership Roswell Alumni Association's been able to have really an actual banquet where we sit down and eat a meal together and talk and chat and all that good stuff. So it was nice just to have that. And apparently the public agreed, because we had a pretty full house. I think there was a few empty chairs, but not many. It was pretty full house last night, and it was a great night. The people that were honored, all amazing people, and all worthy of it. And it was a great night. They honored. I mean, it was for the 2022 recipients, but we also honored the 2021 recipients, the 2020 recipients, and just to recognize all those, because the last 2 years we were giving them their plaques and we got little gift baskets and things, but we couldn't celebrate them like we normally do. So we kind of made it a big one, celebrating 3 years of leaders in our community at this event. So it was a great night, and I think. And what I really dug, I think my favorite part of the whole night, to be honest, I mean, it was fun. Food was amazing. The Mexico Military Institute did an amazing job of catering that event and feeding everybody. Food was great. All that was awesome. And of course the silent auction was great. We got a lot of people bid on some really good stuff. Even that sweet Brian Urlacher jersey. If you see the mayor running around town with an Urlacher jersey on, it's because he got it. You better not wear it. I think you better leave it in the shadow box. I think people get mad if you take it out. I mean, it's yours. You do what you want with it, but I think there's collectors that be like, oh, he took it out of the box. So you do it's yours. You do what you want with it, but you may want to leave it in there just to keep everyone's sanity. But anyway, my favorite part last night with all of it was when they were honoring each of the 5 people for award winners. They had the person or people that nominated, or if it was more than one people, kind of the initial nominator. And the cool part was each of these nominators did a short little presentation of why they chose this person or nominated this person as as the various positions, and that was my favorite part, to hear the family members or friends of speak on the behalf of Kay and Dale Rogers. They had, I believe it was a granddaughter. I don't quote me on that. Was kind of presented them, and she did an amazing job. We had Judy Stubbs present Jason Perry when he received his outstanding leader, and she's always great to listen to and talk to. She's just a wealth of information and stuff, as is Jason, by the way. And then of course we had a couple people, Amy McVeigh-Teas, and I apologize off the top of my head, I don't remember the other person, but present Tina Cisneros and for her Commitment to Youth Award. They did a great job talking. And of course, Margaret Kinnard, actually the person that nominated her is out of town right now. So Rick Kraft was the one that did the nomination introduction for Margaret, and it was just great. I love that because you can feel the love in the statements that they're coming from. It's people say, we say nice stuff, and we do, that's the life, the world we live in, but when it's people that, and all of them got a little emotional, maybe not to the point where they're, breaking, but you could just tell in everyone's voice when they're talking and presenting these people that it's all heart. It's all coming from the heart. And that, to me, that was my favorite part, because that is, it's a fun night. Everybody's, you go through the motions and, raising money and all, and that's fun. It was nice to be back to doing that. But my favorite part of the night was just to hear those introductions by the people, presenting our winners, hear. And of course their speeches, the actual winner speeches are great too. But again, these are people that are leaders in our community and shy, bashful, and not saying not shy, bashful. It's not the right term, but they're not ones that brag on themselves. They do this for different reasons, and they do it and so when you say, hey, talk yourself up, these people don't. That's not what they do. So, but it was a great banquet. Everyone that attended last night, I hope, had a great time. Thank you to all that supported last night's event, from the great people that donated items for the silent auction. All the items went last night, and we're getting some bids. Something I realized. We got quite a few Yellowstone fans in the audience, or at the event last night anyway, because there was I was surprised because they had one of the silent auction items was a cool little gift basket that had all the up-to-date DVDs, which you can get right now for Yellowstone. I think it's the first 4 seasons, all right there. Plus, it came with some these like Dutton whiskey glasses, and I think wine or some booze or something. I can't remember, but it was a cool little pack. But that one, every time I walked by, people were bidding. It was going over $100, and I'm like, somebody wants to see Yellowstone pretty bad. And I kind of felt bad for the people who didn't win, because I'm like, man, it was that one I noticed kept getting faster. There was a couple, but that one surprised me a little bit. I figured, obviously they're doing this because they want to support the great organization that is the Leadership Roswell Alumni, because all that money that they raised last night, that goes to the Teen Leadership Scholarships, which, by the way, they gave away a record $8,000 this past Teen Leadership this past spring. And so by contributing this and getting more involved, it's more money we can raise to do that. So I am very happy that those people paid way much more money than those DVDs are worth, because it is going to a great thing. But yeah, I was like, man, some people want to see Yellowstone or just want to have the keepsake of watching it whenever they want. And but don't worry, if you did not get your Yellowstone, if you were bidding and didn't win, don't worry. Paramount Channel, which normally shows Yellowstone when it's in season, they usually do marathons of the entire seasons almost every holiday. I think the most recent one was Memorial Day weekend. They did a Yellowstone. Methinks I haven't seen a commercial yet or nothing, but I'm going to guess 4th of July weekend they'll probably have another marathon of Yellowstone. So just set your DVRs and you can record them there. But thank you for bidding and supporting all that. But yeah, all the items were great. The bench from Honey Depot and Artesia, it was that went quick. They all went pretty well. But it was just nice. So a big thank you to all that donated and put together items for the gift basket. Obviously, thank you to the Leadership Roswell alumni staff, and there's some great people over there that work pretty hard to make these things happen. So that was really cool as well. But it was a great night last night. Thank you to the New Mexico Military Institute for allowing us to do that there, and for being such gracious hosts. Like I said, the food was great. Everything was great. There was nothing I could say was bad from that last night. It was just a wonderful night full of people coming out and having a good time. Gotten to talk to some people I had seen a little bit. That was kind of nice, just to kind of catch up with a couple people. I got a chance to do that and hawk a few wares. I was the hawker of things last night. So, but yeah, it was fun. So thank you to everyone that came out. Congratulations to Kay and Dale Rogers, the Lifetime Achievement Award winners, Jason Perry, the Outstanding Leader Award winner, Tina Cisneros, the Community Youth Award winner, and Margaret Kinnert, the Leadership Roswell Alumni Award winner for 2022 for all of these. Big thank you to them. And then we even had a few of the teen leadership. Most of those are getting ready for college and stuff, so they're not in town. But we did have I think 3 of our teen leadership scholarship winners available and came out to the thing last night. So it was good to see them too. So it's just a good night. Job Corps, they did a great job with our flag ceremony. It was just a great event, great night, and thank you to everyone that helped make that happen. All right, it is closing in on 8 o'clock. We got to do some town hall news, and then we'll be back on the other side. We're going to replay an interview we had with the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters next hour, so stay tuned for that. We'll be back. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Supreme Court will be releasing more decisions this morning, and a ruling on Roe versus Wade could be among them. 9 cases left in the court's current term, which is rapidly winding down. A key immigration case is also yet to be revealed. Whatever rulings are not released today could come next week. The House, the next stop for a bipartisan gun control bill, cleared the Senate on a vote of 65 to 33, with the support of 15 Republicans and all Democrats. Senator John Cornyn says this is proof the Second Amendment need not be sacrificed to address gun violence.
For too long, some politicians have tried to pit the right to live in a safe community against the constitutional right to keep and bear arms. They make it seem like our country can only have one or the other, either the Second Amendment or safe schools and churches and grocery stores. And of course, this is a false choice.
The bill provides for expanded mental health programs. It helps states pay for so-called red flag laws and would enhance background checks for certain gun buyers. Reaction to the Supreme Court ruling striking down New York State's concealed carry laws, unconstitutionally restrictive. The Second Amendment Foundation's Dave Workman is applauding the ruling.
Justice Thomas really cut to the chase on this when he said, in his opinion, that the constitutional right to bear arms in public for self-defense is not a second-class right subject to an entirely different body of rules than the other Bill of Rights guarantees.
But President Biden says he is disappointed with what he describes as a bad decision. The Dow up 398 points and NASDAQ ahead 216. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and start getting cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code SALEM for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back in your first fill-up. That's promo code SALEM. Remember, use promo code SALEM for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up.
The death toll from a devastating earthquake in Afghanistan continues to climb days after it turned brick and stone homes into rubble. State media reports the quake has killed 1,150 people and injured some 3,000. The UN puts the number of dead at around 770. Either toll makes it the deadliest quake to hit Afghanistan in 2 decades. Despite some international aid flowing to the impacted villages in the east to provide people with food and tents, villagers are pretty much on their own, digging by hand for survivors. The country of 38 million is in the midst of a spiraling economic crisis that had plunged millions into deep poverty. Leaders of the Commonwealth nations meeting in Rwanda in a summit that they hope will tackle climate change, along with tropical diseases and other challenges made worse by the COVID-19 pandemic. News and analysis at townhall.com. There is a new auto recall this morning. This time it's Toyota, the automaker recalling 2,700 BZ4X crossover vehicles.
It's a major setback for the Japanese automaker's ambitions to roll out electric cars. The problem? Wheel bolts that could become loose. Toyota says the cause is still under investigation, but the whole wheel could come off, risking a crash. The vehicles subject to the recall include about 2,200 destined for Europe, 270 for North America, 112 for Japan, and 60 for the rest of Asia. They were produced between March and June. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
Solemn ceremonies are planned today. The anniversary of the oceanfront condo building collapse. It killed 98 people in Surfside, Florida. A 12-story tower came crashing down with a thunderous roar, left a huge pile of rubble, one of the deadliest collapses of its type in U.S. history. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelation, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Dudes.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Tanner. He's our official Deuce and Trace Inviernes guy for today, as Sean's on vacation. He'll be back next week. I think he was back on Monday, but don't quote me on that. Might be Tuesday. I don't know. He's either way, we'll see him next week here. But thank you, Tanner. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to it. Hope you're having a great Friday so far. Big thank you to the fine folks at McDonald's. As they do each and every Friday, provide us with delicious breakfast treats. Big thank you to them. Swing on by any of your 3 McDonald's here in Roswell. They got you covered. Don't forget, download that app to your smartphones, tablets, whatever you do your stuff like that on. And once you do, sign in, and then your first order through the app and all that, you're earning rewards for free food. And matter of fact, just the other day, I cashed in some of my baller points and got a Big Mac. Because I was like, you know what? I got these points. Let's get some free food. Let's cash them in. So I still got quite a bit of points, but I'm a point hoarder. Because what it is I forget I have them. And I go in there and order my food, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, yeah. Or really what would happen actually is I'd find a deal. Like, because they have exclusive online deals on the app, too, that you can't get in store. You find them on the app. And so sometimes I go through those deals, and I'm like, ooh, that's a better deal than using my points. You know, I'm like, okay, because you can only use your points, or you can't just clean house on them. And I used all the deals and my points, and no, they use your deals, your points there. But I use the deal, and it's usually I'm like, okay, this is so sometimes the deals are so good that I don't tap into my points, and so I start collecting points. But either way, whatever you do, the app kind of gives you the freedom to do all that. So definitely download the McDonald's app and give it a try today. Don't forget, they're going to be busy during UFO Festival. They're going to have a pop-up restaurant and all kinds of stuff. Check out go to UFO McDonald's on Facebook, and you can kind of see they got all the stuff they've got planned for UFO Festival. I'll tell you more about it next week as we get closer. But yeah, they got a bunch planned. But in the meantime, download the McDonald's app and get to ordering and start earning your rewards today. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then around 8:15 or so, my guest, who originally had scheduled, can't make it today. But so we're going to replay an interview. And yesterday we were fortunate enough to have the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters join us. We had Kim Desendorf join us, who's always here. She's our Southeast New Mexico rep for Big Brothers Big Sisters. But she also had Sebastian Martinez join her, and he is actually the Chief Development Officer for Big Brothers Big Sisters here in New Mexico. So he's actually headquartered out of Albuquerque. But he was down, and they kind of did a bit of a restructuring of the organization here in New Mexico. And so, but what it boils down to is kind of the mothership there in Albuquerque is coming and supporting down here in Southeast New Mexico and helping get numbers up and get more bigs going and making more relationship happen. So they're doing the full court press to get these, because we got like 30. I want to say around 35. I think she says in the interview around 35 littles here in Chavez County right now waiting for bigs, and some have been waiting for a year plus, and that's no bueno, no good. We got to fix that ASAP. So tune in. Well, that's a great interview. But anyway, we'll play that for you here in just a bit. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the local news and your town hall, Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. It is 11 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a look at that weather. More of the sun and heat today, but rain allegedly is on the way.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll be getting sunshine today. It stays pretty hot with our high in the upper 90s and isolated afternoon thunderstorm possible. Overnight, we're in the upper 60s and a few clouds, and then slightly better chances of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms coming up on Saturday. We'll hit the upper 90s. Looks like low 90s on Sunday. Sunshine in the morning, pretty good chance of afternoon storms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 78 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 45%. Winds currently out of the east at 3 miles per hour. Today, just sunny, hot, highs near the century mark. They're saying 98 officially, but it is Roswell, so it will probably inch to that 100. But winds will be out of the south today, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 69 degrees. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then this weekend, and looks like next week as well, just about every day, we're looking at chances of rain. 30% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. They throw in some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Sunny, hot, high of 97 otherwise, with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a 30% chance of rain before midnight, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 68 with southwest winds at around 15 miles per hour. Sunday, chances better. Higher chances. Anyway, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon on Sunday. Otherwise, mostly sunny and considerably cooler. High of only 88. Yeah, we're going to go from 97 Saturday to 88, so about a 10-degree drop there, so that'll be nice. Winds will be out of the north at around 15 miles per hour. Our chance of rain's up to 50% for Sunday night. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 65. And then the work week next week, like I said earlier, rain chances just about every day. Monday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, partly cloudy and 86. Tuesday, a 40% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy and 89. Wednesday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and 92. And Thursday, 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, mostly sunny and 96. So even the first part of next week, a little bit cooler temps, and even by mid to end week, we're in the mid to lower 90s with, again, rain chances again. So actually for us in Southeast New Mexico, after today, next couple days looking pretty A-okay, at least in my book. So, all right, it is 8:14. Oh, by the way, real quick before I take the break and all that, I finally finished on Hulu yesterday the biopic or whatever you want to call it of the Sex Pistols. On Hulu, it released maybe 2 weeks ago. It was a six-part dramatic series on the Sex Pistols. How it was, the creation and the rise and fall of the 3-4 years that they were actually a band together. And I finally got through it and saw it yesterday. Finished the episodes, and it's all right. I mean, I didn't have a lot of knowledge on the Sex Pistols. They were 70s, and I I was very young. I was like 5, and I think their heyday was like 75 to like 78 or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but mid to late 70s. And of course they did some other things, but the original band and its heyday and the one album that they have out there and all that stuff was all done in the 70s. So it was a little before my time as far as, as I got older and into rock music, and of course I get exposed to the Sex Pistols and all the others. They aren't necessarily my cup of tea. I'm not into, punk rock's okay. It's just not my thing. It's not what I'm into, but I appreciate the history of all of that stuff. So I dug watching the thing. Now, afterwards, I did a little online digging just to kind of see fact, because that's kind of how I like to separate fact from fiction. And, one little nugget I did know that the series is Chrissy, I can't remember. She was in The Pretenders. But she kind of, like the way the series portrayed it, like she had a relationship with Johnny Rotten and with the guitarist Steve and then of course, and this is before The Pretenders, and then right after that, she's an American that spent a lot of time in London, was there in London during that part of the 70s, and so and then at one point the way the thing asked, like she wanted to be in the Sex Pistols and because of her guitar skills and things, but the way that the thing portrays it, it's like, no, you're too good for us, because they're not. Sex Pistols weren't exactly known for their quality musicianship. They just kind of learned on the fly how to play guitars and things. They just had a message. But anyway, I thought that was a neat little factoid, and then it turned out she's, Chrissy, I can't remember her last name, goes on to become, with the Pretenders and all of that stuff. So I thought that side of the history was neat, and to see, but from what I understand after seeing online, because really, Sid Vicious and Sid no longer with us. Obviously, they passed away back in the 70s when, whatever you want to call that, murder, suicide, whatever that was. But which they kind of leave ambiguous in the series, by the way. Of course, you have to go watch Sid and Nancy and all that to get that version of that. But anyway, but Johnny Rotten's still alive, and so are some of the other guys that were in the originators of the band. And apparently, the book is the series is based on a book written by Steve, the guitarist. And I'm guessing some of the details that Steve has versus some of the details Johnny Rotten has don't mesh so well. So I don't think Johnny Rotten's very high on the Hulu series, but I enjoyed it. I learned a lot about him, and I thought it was worth a check out. Now, granted, this is a show about the Sex Pistols. It's not kid friendly. It's these guys party hard and political hard, party hard, and are quite revolting people. But it was very interesting and educational for me. Educational by just saying it was neat to hear about some of the history of the band and music, and I'm kind of into some of that stuff. So if you like that stuff too, I highly recommend you check out it's called Pistols on Hulu. It's like 6 episodes, and you can knock it out. I dragged it out over a couple weekends because I got busy with so many other things. But it was pretty good. All right, it is 8:18. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview we had with the folks from Big Brothers Big Sisters here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
No doubt about it, summer is a time for family fun and adventure. And whether it's a drive across the country for an epic vacation or a drive across town for epic ice cream, you have to have a vehicle you can depend on. A vehicle that's comfortable for the whole family and all your gear. That's why you should begin your summer adventures at Roswell Ford. Here at the Tailgate Nation, you'll find southeastern New Mexico's largest inventory of exceptionally nice pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. All have survived a rigorous 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford even gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee. So where do we get such great pre-owned vehicles? Well, Roswell Ford is always looking for gently used cars and trucks. If you have one you want to sell, we'll make you a cash offer on the spot and give you a week to think about it. Cross town or cross country, get your summer adventures started right with an upgraded ride from Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation, at the corner of 9th and Main, the official sponsor of Summer Fun.
Good morning. Start your day with breakfast from the Valley Cafe. Try the Breckwich, full or half, with sausage, crispy bacon, fluffy eggs, pepper jack cheese, and maple Dijon spread, all served on a toasted sourdough. Or their breakfast burritos with your choice of sausage, bacon, or both, perfect to grab and go. You aren't dreaming. The Valley Cafe, open 7 a.m. The Orange Building across from Church on the Move, 801 Brasher in Roswell. Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Ed Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity Employer.
Make your home a smart home with Smart Home Wi-Fi from Plateau. Now you can connect more devices to fast, reliable Wi-Fi throughout your home. That means faster speeds with no downtime or lag. Enhance your connection, expand your reach, and experience whole home device control and protection with Plateau. Plateau offers true fiber with options starting as low as $60 a month, all with no caps and no hidden fees. Call today, 575-755-1000, or stop by 1001 South Main in Roswell. Get smart home Wi-Fi today from Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
In studio this morning from Big Brothers and Big Sisters here, Southeast New Mexico. Of course, Kim Disendorf back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
And then also joining us, the Chief Development Officer, Sebastian Martinez. Good morning.
Good morning.
And you, so you're based out of Albuquerque?
Yep. Our main office is in Albuquerque. Yep.
Okay, so you didn't drive down this morning, did you?
Not this morning. I drove down yesterday morning.
Okay, good. Okay, I was about to say, like, man, talk about a commute. So I'm guessing you're probably in town here working with Kim and you know, taking care of needs for Southeast New Mexico, portion of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yeah, we're driving all around town, meeting a bunch of people and building up our programs and just making connections.
Good deal. Well, and Kim, we talked about this. I don't know if it was last time or earlier. We talked about how the organization of Big Brothers Big Sisters, now that where the Albuquerque part's kind of coming down and being part. So in actuality, it's kind of like the cavalry coming to help you out a little bit here, and got some more volunteers, more resources, things like that to help make sure we can make as many matches as possible here in Southeast New Mexico. So,
absolutely.
So it's a great thing. So welcome to Southeast New Mexico.
Thank you.
So just curious, tell me your background with Big Brothers. How did you get involved with the organization?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
So I actually started 10 years ago as a big.
Okay.
So I was a mentor. My first little was Carlos, and at the time I actually did financial work. I worked for a finance company in Albuquerque, and then I had my own finance planning business. And so I actually didn't even know anything about nonprofits. But
you knew about profits.
I knew about profits, but not nonprofits. And so just through my own just volunteer work,
gotcha.
I got to get to know the folks at the office and was really interested in pursuing a job there. So
awesome.
I've been an employee of Big Brothers Big Sisters for 7 years.
Great. So really, you're basically your community service, your desire to want to help, kind of got your foot in the door, saying, "Hey, I as a mentor program, this is great." And then you got, as you became a big, you're like, "Hey, this is more meaningful work than what I'm doing in my day job here. This is something I really enjoy." And you're able to make that transition from banker to being working here for a nonprofit, which a huge nonprofit, by the way. For folks that aren't aware, I think, and that's the thing. I think most people know Big Brothers Big Sisters, know all what the program is about, but may not know the depths in which it goes to. Where people say, "Oh yeah, it's that's kind of a deal where you work with a kid for a weekend or something like that." It's like, yeah, sort of, but these are kids that are looking for a mentor role in their life. It could be, and this is something Kim and I always talk about. There is no cookie cutter mold of a child. They come from all backgrounds. They come from two-parent homes, single-parent homes, foster care. They come from affluent, families with affluent incomes, middle income, with low income. There isn't. Some of these kids may be kids that are dealing with some issues and things. Some of these kids may not be. They just, somebody in their life said, they need a male or female role model to kind of, balance out what's going on in their life right now. And that's where Big Brothers and Big Sisters shines. That's where they say, you know what, hey, because at the end of the day, the volunteers we're asking to come out, we're not asking you to change the world here. We're not asking you to come in and be some kind of guidance counselor or therapist or anything like that. That's not what it is. It's just a big and a kid hanging out and doing stuff together and experiencing just humanity and life and just, hey, come and, you don't have to plan like a grandiose thing. You don't have to, all right, I'm a big, that means I got to, oh, shoot, what are we going to do? All right, let's go Grand Canyon. We're going to work that. You don't have to plan, all right, we're going to go rock climb. No. Yeah. If you do all that, then, yeah, and you want to incorporate, but don't start doing that stuff to become a big, taking your little with you to go see a movie or go take, hey, you're Saturday and you're like, hey, I'm going to run some errands and then I was going to do some gardening. I'm going to go work in the garden.
Yep.
Come on down and do it. That's Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And that's what, and then, so one of the big major problems and this was before COVID, this isn't new, is the lack of bigs. That's something that, it's been a struggle the whole time, is to get enough mentors to be there, particularly male. I know you'll take everybody, male, female, no, but males are sought after a little bit more because generally speaking, it's usually a male role model to a male little and female to female. It's not always the case. Sometimes it's a married couple that works with one or there's special circumstances, but generally when it comes to, something like this, they try to do all that. So I told you I talk a lot.
No, totally fine. You're doing my job for me. So,
but and that's really as far as the struggle to getting bigs, what is it that you guys hear a lot? Is it a time thing? Is it I'm not cool enough thing? Is it I'm just out of my element? What's generally the reasons you hear why someone can't be a big?
It's usually a combination. Okay. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's exactly what you said. It's about just doing the stuff you already do with the youth. So if you're already outside woodworking in your garage, if you're already playing golf, just bring them along, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the other side of it is that, as Americans, we are, binge watching Netflix at an incredible rate. We
are.
And we're just asking for 4 hours a month. And if you look at how much people spend, watching TV and just hanging out, I mean.
But even Big Brothers, Big Sisters can work that in too.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what it is. Your little loves movies, you love movies. All right, we're going to spend Saturday afternoon, Netflix and chilling. That's kind of. But it's not about the activity per se. It's that quality time hanging out together. So I'm curious for you, when you got in as a big, what was that experience like as far as your meeting the little and that breaking of the ice, the whole just being comfortable with each other?
Sure, yeah. So I actually originally started mentoring at YDDC, which is the youth prison in Albuquerque.
Okay, so you had a little experience going in.
Yeah, yeah. And so, and that's kind of where I really learned a lot about the need, quite honestly, is because, you go to this prison and it's full of young boys that, robbed a 7-Eleven in Raton or whatever.
People that were lacking mentors in their lives, probably.
Well, and the common denominator really was that, it was an uncle, a cousin, someone they knew that taught them to do bad. And I quickly learned that if the good people in our community do not step up, the bad people will.
Sure.
And thankfully, we have a whole bunch of good people that are willing to make a difference. So my first little with Big Brothers Big Sisters, his name was Carlos. And he was really nice, really energetic and excited young person. And he was the youngest. Oh, no, wait a minute. He had two younger sisters. And he would wake up every day and take them to school. He was just very responsible. But the first time I had asked him, the first time I met him, I asked him, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I don't know, which to me was kind of strange because usually a kid has an answer to that.
Astronaut. Or it's always something fantastic.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And he had no idea, absolutely no idea. And so I said, okay, well, then we'll figure it out. How about that? And one of the things that we were actually matched on through Big Brothers Big Sisters, because we match our mentors and mentees based on similar interests, is that I did mechanic work on the side on my own vehicles, changing the oil, spark plugs, and that sort of thing. So we would go out to his apartment complex in the parking lot, and we would change the spark plugs or brake pads or whatever.
And he was into the mechanical side.
He was really into that.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the things that he started doing was he started asking more questions. What does a spark plug do? What is a brake caliper? What is oil? What is oil made out of? And then he soon started asking, who makes these things? Who are the ones that develop cars? And
cool.
and
he
so
really embraced it and ran with it.
Yep,
good for him.
And so he was the first person in his family to graduate high school, and then move on to college.
And he's probably doing very well as in the automotive industry as a technician or something.
Yeah, he's looking at engineering right now.
For him.
And so I've had two other mentees since then, but Carlos is the first, and it was it was a really cool
place for your first one. Yeah,
exactly.
That's great, and that's kind of what we're talking about here. Is it sounds like you got a kid who had a ball of energy, but he was almost grounded so much in real life that he didn't get a chance to be a kid. You know what I mean? Sometimes
that's exactly right.
Like you said, he was busy taking care of his little sisters and everything else, and like you said, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's where kids get to dream. It's like, I want to be a fireman. I want to go to space. I want to do, that's the kid's imagination. And this kid's like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm busy taking care of my sister. I ain't got time for that. And that's it's sad when a kid has to. It's sad when we as adults feel that sometimes. But as a child, no child should have to go through that. And that's why, that's where Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and that's why it's important. It's, and that's something we want to kind of delineate it. This isn't like an out risk or scared straight program. I mean, sure, there's always little bits of elements in all of this because at the end of the day, you're trying to mold and shape the lives of these young men and women into becoming great productive adults and ability to start their own families and create their own journeys and things like that. And that's all you're doing. So yeah, there's a little bit because some of these kids just come from broken homes, or they come from, every child that walks through the door has a different story. That is life. We all don't start in the same place. It's just how life, but once we're here, we can all treat each other the same and go there. And that's where Big Brothers, Big Sisters thrives, because it's all of that. And you're not asking for a lot of time. Basically, it's an hour a week. It boils down to it's. I think the official record's like 4 hours a month or something like that.
Yep.
And by no means is someone saying you only spent 57 minutes this week, you're going to have to do 63 next. There's nothing like that. It's just a ballpark, about an hour a week. Some weeks you might not see them at all, and then next week you spend a whole weekend with them. It's just it varies. But that's what it does. It's not really a big commitment. It's not. I know people, like you said earlier, we kind of overplay it in our head and get to a point where you feel like, oh, I'm not qualified. I'm not, this is, what does it eat? Just things like that. Like, those kind of questions. You're like, it's just a person.
Exactly.
And then once you realize that, and then you're like, and then you start doing your thing. It's like, oh yeah, I love this action show or whatever. It's one of my favorites. And kids like, yeah, I love that too. And you're like, oh, really? Yeah, okay. That's really what it is. It's like, hey, man, are you into bicycles? Yeah, I got my bike. Oh, I used to love my bike. And that was, that's, you find common ground. And next thing you know, your experiences, which you have a lot. You don't, and that's the thing too, is I think a lot of people don't realize that you do have a lot of life experiences. But as you get older in life, you learn things and you pick up things. And at the time, you may or may not think it's some valuable nugget of wisdom or a useful thing. But then when you realize someone else doesn't know that information and you're like, hey, I used to struggle that. Then I did this. Now I don't do that. That's, guess what? You're a mentor.
Yeah. My little Carlos, he had never gone to the mountains before.
Yeah.
I mean, and that to me was something that I did regularly. I'm a hunter. I fish. I do all that stuff already, and to me, it's kind of just something I do.
Sure.
But to Carlos, it was a huge eye-opening experience, right? Being able to go and just see the mountains, see the trees, see the river. It was a huge thing. But we take for granted a lot of what the stuff we do because it's normal. But this really can make a difference in someone's life. And a lot of our mentees, don't leave their little city block, right? They go to their school, they live in their little area, but they don't get past that. And at the same time, it gives us as mentors a different perspective, right? So, and that's the thing, is that it gives both the mentee and the mentor an opportunity to learn and become better.
That's something Kim and I have talked about before. Is I'm sure you could say with every one of your bigs that they've probably taken out as much, if not more, as the little in which they were quote unquote mentoring. That's something that, and I imagine like for you, when like with Carlos that first time, I mean, yeah, you probably went in, and I mean, obviously you have experienced things, so there's a certain, but then you don't realize, like you said, when those moments of something you said or did with Carlos connected, and the light bulb moment or whatever happened where it just kind of clicked, and it's a beautiful thing to see, and it's kind of one of those, and once you experience that, I think that's when it kind of digs its claws in you and it gets you hooked, and you're kind of like, all right, this is pretty cool. When something, especially with something you're passionate about, or because we all have hobbies or things that we love or passionate about, and it's in our head it's a little more niche than what the rest of the world thinks. But when you start sharing some of those things and a little kind of embraces it or kind of has some of it, and you're like, all right, this is pretty cool. And then you get bit with the bug, and next thing you know, you're here like Sebastian working for Big Brother Big.
You quit your job and go to a nonprofit.
Maybe not that far, but definitely, when that time comes to because at some point, and here's the thing, some of these relationships go on well past the quote unquote big little relationship. And what I mean by that is the kids get bigger eventually. They're not littles anymore.
Right.
And so, you have that relationship with some of these through their teenage years, and next thing you know, they're off to college, and you're conversing back and forth, and every milestone in each other's lives you're sharing when your little meets their partner, eventual spouse, and has their first kids, and starts the first job. All those kind of milestone moments in a person's life, you're a part of it, whether at the party there or at least talking and exchanging back and forth, social media, whatever. I mean, that's and social media, we can all throw that thing out the window some days. But Big Brothers Big Sisters, it's a day you're like, this is really cool. Technology allows. So in some aspects, I'm thinking there's matches that were made years ago, and then social media kind of rekindled some of these and created these longer lasting friendships and relationships that go long past the quote unquote big brother, big sister mentor period, and that's what we hope for. And that's what you want to see, is those connections and relationships. And next thing you know, you're kind of looking at your little as like, that's my baby brother, my baby sister. And that's, something. Granted, you're 50 and they're 30, but it's one of those things. It goes through your whole life, and that's awesome, and that's what it really is about. So,
well, and like you said, talking about getting bitten by the bug, we have a big chunk of our bigs, of our mentors that they've mentored, 3, 4, 5 kids. The kid moves or grows up, and and so they're like, okay, well, I don't have a match anymore. Who you got for me now? Because like once they start, it's like this is amazing.
Well, now they got a hole in their life, because every week they used to go do something, and now that's life has changed and moved on already. Hey, we can do this again, and it's a great thing. And please do the research. And here's the thing too. Kim and I talk about this every single time. It does take time. It's a process. You're not going to walk into Big Brothers Big Sisters today and tomorrow you got a little. It doesn't happen that quick. Obviously, there's thorough background checks, make sure everybody's safe and all that. So that takes a little time. But once all that's over, then it's kind of like the Match.coms or something like that. Not quite that, but as far as the level of scrutiny, but just detail, because I'm not going to lie, you're going to be answering a lot of questions. You're going to be given a lot of information about yourself, but it's to learn about your personality, to learn about what makes you tick, your likes, your dislikes. And littles are going through a same kind of, questioning and things, trying to learn about them. And then they'll take all that information and say, these two might kind of blend their personalities, their likes, their dislikes, they vibe. Now, unfortunately, they're not going to crank out a little clone of you. That would be weird.
Hey, might be a future business proposal.
Maybe down there. But that's the idea is, to find interest, find common ground, and use those as your connecting points. And by the way, too, Big Brothers Big Sisters helps with training and all that stuff. So and giving you the tools to help you interact with the little. So they just don't leave you on an island and say good luck to you.
Yep.
It is a partnership where Kim and the staff here are working with you, but also other bigs and littles that have been doing it longer than you kind of serve as mentors to you as well, and so forth and so on. So it is a community, family knit based type organization, and we'd love to have you a part of it. So
yeah. And that process also helps with safety. That's the big thing.
Absolutely,
and that's one of the common questions I get a lot is, what about safety? What about, the safety of the big and the little? And it's that process of getting to know people and going through the background checks and that sort of thing.
Sure.
That we ensure that safety as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've been doing this a while. So they've got that side covered and everything else too. So please, if those are kind of worries, I mean, by all means, they're legit worries, but ask. They'll be happy to kind of show exactly how that's done and why that's done this way. And once you see all that, I think you'll feel a little bit better on those kind of needs and concerns. But if for one thing, of course, we've always said this a lot here. If you absolutely don't have the time, the other way you can support is bucks, money, financial support. I'm sure it's more expensive than this now because of the world we live in, but pre-COVID, it was about $1,500 to make and support a match for a year. That's with the background checks and everything involved. So $1,500, that's per couple, per big little.
Yep.
We obviously want more than that, so it's quite expensive. So unfortunately, some of the ways that you guys used to raise money here, that's kind of dried up with COVID, the bins for the donations and things like that. Bowl for Kids' Sake got back on, and it's going to be back on for the next time here, but there's a little bit of time between Bowl for Kids' Sake. So if you go to the website, you can donate directly through there. You can come by the office and drop off a check. There's multiple ways you can reach out financially. So even if you're thinking, don't have the time, too busy, too whatever, but I love what's going on there, cut a check. That'll help it. That'll help too. And if you go to the website, and I'm going to say this, and you're not going to remember it because it's a lot of letters, but it's short for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico. So if you go to www.bbbssenm.org, that's the website. If you don't remember that, which you probably won't, just type in or Google Big Brothers Big Sisters, Roswell, Chaves County, Southeast New Mexico. Any of the above will get you to where you need to be.
Yes.
And then, of course, you can like and follow on Facebook as well. Big Brothers, Big Sisters, another great way. And if you're wanting unique ways to reach out, but you're saying, like I said, I don't have time to be a big, but I'd like to help out money or some other creative way, reach out to the Facebook. That's a good way to kind of connect through there, too.
Yeah. So. Or you can give us a call at the office. It is 627-2227.
Which is what BBBS, if you break it down into the letters here.
Yeah. Wow. That's fancy. We don't have that in Albuquerque.
You don't?
No.
Small town, you get to pick number. We have less people need numbers. So.
That's awesome.
Yep.
But absolutely. Come be a part of this. Come learn more. Just come see what it starts. If you know people that maybe they're bigs, talk to them. Talk to see what it's like. See what's going on here, and see. It really is a cool way to make a huge impact on someone's life. At the end of the day, doesn't really take a lot out of your day to do. You're just living life and inviting a kid along for the ride, pretty much. That's kind of what it is. You do you, and you come and let some of what you do rub off on a little here, and next thing you know, we got another great person that's coming out and going to be adult, and I'm guessing odds are pretty good too that a lot of these littles, come back to be adults, and now they're bigs too. I mean, I'm sure many of your bigs, if you dig in their history, probably they were littles when they were younger. I'm not saying every one, but I'm sure there's probably a good hunk of them that they know they're doing this because they were on the other side of the equation when they were young, and that's the best advertisement you can do, is when you get someone that was a little and really had a great impact, and now they're adults and they're paying that forward. That's a cool thing to see, and it really is a testament to Big Brothers Big Sisters. When you start seeing generations of that, then you're like, okay, they must know what they're doing over there, and that's really what it's about. So
we had it was a couple that were deliberating about whether or not to get involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters at a restaurant in Albuquerque. And of course the wife was trying to strong arm the husband to become a big,
which is probably usually the case. Just know the chemistry of marriages and things for most part.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's probably not uncommon.
But what ended up happening was their waiter was actually a mentee in one of our programs.
Oh.
And he walked up to the table and said, excuse me, I just want to let you know that if it wasn't for my mentor, I would not be in college right now.
How cool is that?
And they immediately signed up on the spot.
Well, you can't plan that, and that is so cool.
Yeah, and then they sent us a message on Facebook. They made a big post about their experience, and they're really excited about joining. So, again, as you were saying, there's a lot more people out there than you think that have benefited from our program. We have over 3,000 matches in New Mexico, which is a lot.
There's a reason why you've heard of Big Brothers and Big Sisters. They've been doing it a long time, and they do it everywhere. And it really is just an organization of love. It is all it is. It's humans being humans to other humans and showing the best of humanity to these smaller humans, and saying, hey, let's we always hear it takes a village. This is that part we talk about when it says it takes a village. It really and parents, please, if you feel your child can benefit, this isn't a accusation or a declaration of your parenting skills or nothing like that. It's an opportunity to expose your child to more things, more perspectives, more people's, and each reason why there's a little in Big Brother, it's the reason's different each time. Like I said, some parents, maybe parents working 2 jobs, or, they got bills to pay, they got mouths to feed, and they have very little time to spend with their kids, and so they're thinking, I spend every free time I have, but they need something more. And Big Brothers Big Sisters can help there, and that's, this is what it's there for. Please utilize this, and if I remember right, Kim, anybody can recommend a kid to Big Brothers Big Sisters. So it could be a teacher, a guidance counselor, a pastor, or some youth leader, or anybody that is probably involved in the child's life or sees them. It can recommend that. So if if someone approached you and said, hey, your child's been recommended for this program, don't take it as a personal front on your parenting. That's not it at all. It's like saying, hey, someone thought your kid could benefit this, and we'd like to help make sure that happens. Are you down with it? And I think once you embrace it, you're going to find out you got a partner in parenting, and
that's right.
And you're going, hey, why was I resistant to this to begin with? This is amazing now, because. And let's face it, parents, I don't care how you raise your children, whether, you're being the buddy or being the, whatever, the styles and all that. I don't care. There's just certain, especially when the child hits certain ages in their life, and they get to start those teen and preteen years and all that. It's just part of the growing up process. They're going to question you more because you're the one that for their whole life been telling this is good, this is bad, this is good. And at some point, they're going to see and experience other people's opinions on things. And they're going to test and challenge the boundaries a little bit. That's part of growing up. That's part of the human process. And it's sure a lot easier when you got people that they're going to test the boundary with, the people that are on your side. And what I mean, and that's where big brothers and big sisters comes in. That now you've got a sounding board, someone where your child may not feel comfortable talking to you about, you as the parent, about life, because you're the parent, may feel a little bit more open to talk to their big about it. And now you've got the right people helping your child navigate through life's problems, you know, and that's, you know, because they're so influenceable at that age.
They are.
And we're so drawn in by, and the influences of social media, TV, their friends, that's a big wall of adversity for someone that's trying to, you know, set the right ways to teach a child. And so Big Brothers Big Sisters helps with that. And
we were talking to a mentor yesterday, and she was mentioning one of the things that they do every year is they make a Mother's Day gift for the little's mother, because the mentor specifically said it was very important for her to recognize how hard of a worker her mother was, and that sort of thing. So, I mean, again, this is as you were saying, a partnership between the mentor and the parent.
Absolutely. And I think once you look at it in that vein, you're going to be much more receptive and much more, you know, because I get it. When someone comes and says, hey, I want to help you with this, everyone's like, what do you mean? I can do it. I got it. You know, there is that bit of saying I can't do my job here. And no. Someone said this child just saw this and said, hey, they could use some more of this. And let's partner up. Let's help with that. And as a parent, your decision is number one on everything on all this. You're in charge. But let Big Brothers Big Sisters help you. Help you be a part of this. But the big thing is desperately need more bigs.
Yes.
I mean, we need little bigs, female, male, but males always seem to be a little harder to bring in. So if you are a male, you're desperately, we'd love to have you be a part of this. Come reach out, come make the phone call, or come by the office and visit, and let's start that conversation. Ask questions. Ask what it's about. Whatever, you know, I don't care how weird it is. Ask the question and let these guys kind of, you know, set the record straight on whatever you thought or didn't think, and let's get this, because at the end of the day, this is all about those kids, and we've got to play catch up a little bit now. COVID has really put things back, and one lesson we all know and are learning real hard, if you didn't know it before, is kids don't stop growing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. They're going to keep developing and growing, and we need to, A, get back on pace with what we're doing, and B, let's fix the gap of the kids who didn't get what they should have got in these 2 years of COVID. You know, and so we're really playing that battle. So roll up your sleeves, get involved, check it out. Come have some fun. That's the beauty of this too. This isn't really work. This is you going out and saying, hey, I'm gonna bring a kid while we do our fun. We're going to the park or splash pad. We're going whatever we were doing. And if you got kids, even better. You know, and now they're making friends and everything else. I mean, that's part of the equation. It's all about people connecting, and in a good way. And that's
the mentor that we were talking to yesterday, she was saying that she's like, you know, my whole family has just really embraced my little, you know, she said, and it's like she's part of our family now, and you know, and it's just amazing to see that.
Yeah, it is. So let's learn about the path, and let's start it here, and make a difference in these kids' lives. Like just out of curiosity, I always like to ask, just to give people perspective. Right now in southeast New Mexico, do you have the number of littles that are right now waiting for bigs?
I think it's about 34.
Yeah, it's usually around in that mid-30s there, which and this is, I'm not trying to guilt people, but this is the thought I think of every time, and it makes me sad. Some of these kids have been on that list for a year or so.
Or some of them longer. Yeah.
And I don't care who you are, that messes with your psyche at some point. Because these kids, and obviously big brothers, everyone's telling them it's not you, but when a kid says, I want a big, and now they got to wait 2 years before someone's willing to be their big, I'm sorry, the kid at some point is going to think they're the problem. You know what I mean? It's easy for that. So please, we need to nip this in the bud. If there's people that are really, we got some kids that have been waiting way too long. I hate and this is a scary thought, but what do these kids wait forever and they outgrow the program because they're waiting for a big that never comes?
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that's what we're going to have happen with some of these. And that takes big, what I'm saying? That makes things backwards, not forwards here.
Yeah.
So please, learn more about this. Do it as a couple. If you're thinking, you know what, I don't know, this might be, but husband, wife, power couple, between the two of y'all, next thing you know, you're yin and yang in this thing and getting it done, and it turns into y'all are like some kind of superhero team. It works out. But that's whatever it is. Every match has its own unique dichotomy there. You just run with it. Just run with it and have fun with it.
Yep.
So. Is there anything we were supposed to mention that I just got on a tangent about? Because that happens.
No, I mean, again, if anybody wants to speak with us about anything, honestly, I'm even happy next time I'm down in Roswell to meet with anybody that would like to, business owners or individuals in the community that are interested in our programs in general. Come and ask me the questions. Ask me the hard questions. I'm happy to answer and give you a good idea. I think the bottom line is that we all need coaches, right? We have football coaches for kids. We have soccer coaches. We have teachers, and the more of a village, so to speak, that we have around our youth, the better. And this is how we make New Mexico a better place. Is through this activity.
I don't want to get political because it's too easy to, but you look at New Mexico and you always look at the numbers, and we're last in education or bottom. The bottom of the list. They can do all the legislation they want all day, and that'll move the needle very little. How do you move the needle? Is rolling up your sleeves, helping kids, doing it one-on-one, each case by case, and eventually you pick each other up and get out of this. And that's exactly what. And I know people will argue about okay, but at the end of the day, this is helping directly. This is you. Soup to nuts, or whatever the saying is. It's you in the thick of it, actually helping people.
Yep.
You physically see it, you emotionally see it, you see the thing happening before your eyes, and that's real. And so
because we have a huge success rate. What are the numbers? It's something 86%. Or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but of our littles that go on to graduate high school successfully and move towards college. And a lot of these kids are kids that wouldn't have been reality for them because maybe they didn't think that was something they could do necessarily, or so we do. And so, like you said, making a difference. It is just one kid at a time. But if we've got 100 and then it moves to 200 and 300, we can reach all of Roswell and then all of Chaves County. We just need people to be involved.
Yeah, just take that moment. So reach out. Like I said, here locally, a couple different ways. You can go directly to the website. It's www.bbbssenm.org. It's short for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico. If you don't remember that, just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters. You might want to add Roswell, Chaves County, because you're going to get all of Big Brothers Big Sisters, which is, if you want to read and learn about, you're more welcome, but you're going to learn about it in Kansas and New York and everywhere else. And then, of course, look for Big Brothers Big Sisters on Facebook as well here in Southeast New Mexico, and give out the phone number one more time.
And it's 627-2227.
Yeah. And then typically, of course, the office, if you always want to come by, it's there on 2nd Street in the, I never remember the name of that executive building there.
It's the Executive West building.
Yeah.
I think it's the old Featherstone building.
Yeah, if you're heading towards Ruidoso on 2nd, it'll be there on your right as you're heading out of town. Yep. Unfortunately, you don't have the big yellow monster there anymore as your landmark. That was always my landmark, the old Breaking Bad yellow mobile.
Yeah.
They had always sitting in the parking lot. Oh, it's that building.
Yeah, it has a big brother sticker on it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We joke so with Bill, and we joke so much about the Breaking Bad mobile. It was almost like a soft spot because they were wanting to get rid of it for years. I'm like, I don't think you should. I think it's just synonymous with Big Brothers Big Sisters. I think you should put it on a pedestal and leave it here in the middle of the park.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so come on by, reach out, ask questions, talk with others too, and let's together, all of us, make a difference.
Yes.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you as
safe
well.
Safe travels. You heading back up today to
this
ABQ?
afternoon/evening. We're going to be going up there. Yeah.
Bring hopefully. I hope you didn't miss all the rain while you were gone. While you're down. I know they were getting some rain up there.
Yeah, it was raining while we drove up here.
Okay.
Which we're very grateful for. So we needed it.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty desperate for it too down here. They kind of. That's why people run around crazy when you see a raindrop out here. We like it.
Yeah. Got to say, though, I've been enjoying my time in Roswell. This is a great city.
Good deal.
Great people. Just really awesome.
Is Kim taking you to the local haunts to eat and all that good stuff? Or?
Yeah, we've gone to one. Maybe we'll go to one after this for breakfast. I don't know.
There you go.
Kim's the boss. So.
All right. Butter up your boss here with the good breakfast. You go. Send him back full belly.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you.
Court has reversed Roe versus Wade, turning the question of abortion back to the states for the first time in nearly 50 years. Among those celebrating the ruling, Patrick Mahoney of the Stanton Public Policy Center, who says a very long struggle has finally paid off.
I'm reminded of the Bible verse, which clearly says, "Grow not weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap a harvest if you faint not." And we are seeing a harvest.
Justice Samuel Alito, writing the majority opinion in that 6-3 decision, says that Roe was wrongly decided and had to be overturned. Justice Alito was joined by Chief Justice John Roberts and Associate Justices Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. The latter three justices are Trump appointees. Now, outside the Supreme Court's headquarters, pro-lifers, while pro-abortion activists stage a noisy protest. Following Senate approval of a bipartisan gun control bill, quick action by the House expected, a vote expected later today. Senate Democrats, joined by 15 Republicans, passed the legislation, which Republican Senator Ted Cruz says falls short.
Do we pass legislation that will be ineffective in stopping violent crime, that has very little prospect of preventing the next mass shooting, that will do very little to make schools safer, but at the same time will undermine the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens? That's the Democrat bill that is currently on the floor.
President Biden likes the bill. He's urging quick approval by lawmakers in the House. On Wall Street, stocks are higher. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Israel and the broader Middle East are preparing for a visit by President Biden, the visit planned for next month. We get the latest from the Media Line's Felice Friedson.
Middle East watchers are speculating over a list of diplomatic gifts President Biden is expected to leave behind when he departs from Israel and the region next month. And not all of it is expected to please his hosts. The president will be focusing on moving the logjam that has prevented any movement toward peace between Israel and the Palestinians. Word is that the PLO headquarters in Washington and the American consulate in Jerusalem are expected to top the list of largesse. The president would like to see countries besides the UAE, Bahrain, Morocco, and Sudan joined by other Gulf states in the apparently richly rewarding normalization of relations with Israel. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. America's first national park is back in business.
Tourists have returned to watch geysers erupt and bison cross roads at Yellowstone National Park as it partially reopens following destructive floods. Park managers raised the gates Wednesday at 3 of Yellowstone's 5 entrances for the first time since June 13th. That day, 10,000 visitors were ordered out after rivers across northern Wyoming and southern Montana surged over their banks following a torrent of rainfall that accelerated the spring snowmelt. The cost and scope of the damage is still being assessed. John Scott reporting.
Recapping the hour's top story, the Supreme Court has reversed Roe versus Wade this morning. The action turns the question of abortion back to the states for the first time in nearly 50 years. Justice Samuel Alito writing the majority opinion in the 6-3 High Court ruling. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Thank you, Tanner. Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy, the fun one, Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Try bell it up. Yeah, that bell's, it takes personality. There you go. It's all in the wrist. With that bell. It's, I think it needs either some tightening or some WD-40 or something. It needs some work on that bell. But anyway, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a delightful day. We are, because not only because it's Friday, but it is a McDonald's Friday here in the Roswell's Talk FM Studios. Each and every Friday, they are kind enough to provide us with delicious breakfast treats. You can have some yourself. Swing on by any 3 of your McDonald's right now. They got that breakfast. You know, it's your Friday. You got to get through the day. Got to fuel the tank. So make sure you do that, and don't forget to download the McDonald's app to your smartphones. Great app as far as ordering your food. You can sign up for the rewards program, which doesn't cost you anything, and every time you order through the app, you're building reward points for free food, and you start from your first one. And they have, McDonald's has a pretty generous rewards program. Like you can legitimately get a noteworthy free item just after 1 or 2 purchases. Really, you can get and you collect points. Like I've got quite a bit of points, but yeah, you get free sandwiches and things. Plus, when you download the app and use the app, there's online app only exclusive deals. And sometimes that's why I don't use my points, because I end up using one of the deals on the app that's actually better for what I'm craving that day. And it could be anything from a free McCafe drink to a discounted sandwich or meal, or even like 20% off your entire order. It could, there's various apps, various deals on the app, and they change every day. So download that app and start using it today. You'll and start earning your free food as well too. It really is a great app. It's one of my favorites as far as ordering food and things like that. It's just a good app. The engineers and whoever that designed it laid it out pretty good. It's easy to navigate. It's easy to use, and it's one that, because of that, you actually use it frequently. It's not like some of these apps I've seen where they get a little confusing, and you're like, oh man, I don't even know what's going. This one, nah, it's very simple. Like it. So give it a try. Download it. and start using it today. Saving time, too. I don't know how many times I've ordered for lunch or something, and I use the app, and I just go through the drive-thru, and I see people in the other line, and they're ordering and taking, and I'm just zipping right through because I pull up to the window and say, I got a mobile. They say, are you using your mobile app? I'm like, yeah, I've got a mobile order today. What's the code they give you? And I give them the four digit, usually 2 letters, and it's like, I think yesterday's was, or the other last time was, it was something like, it was something I remembered. It was like NY 47 or something like that. And I was like, oh, New York, Chris Cooley. That's how I remembered it. But anyway, that you give them that code, and next thing you know, you whip through past the pay thing and right to the other, and you give you your food, and you're on your way. It's really handy. So give it a try. All right, we do have a full hour for you. We're going to start things off here in just a few minutes after we get the weather and all that out of the way. Joining us from the New Mexico Military Institute will be Dr. Mia Yang, and I might be butchering his first name. We'll try to correct it when they're in. Ayannan Tang as well will be joining us. Both they're with the New Mexico Military Institute, and they just had a STEAM camp that went going on last week out at New Mexico Military Institute. So they want to come on, talk a little bit about the camp, and thank all the sponsors for making this a successful year. But yeah, they created this STEAM camp, which you've heard of STEM, which is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and math. Well, with STEAM, it's all of that plus the A, which is the arts. They add the arts to that as well. So it's kind of a more well-rounded individual for that camp there. But we'll talk all about that with Dr. Yang and Mr. Tang here in just a few. Also later on this hour, we'll have the folks from Main Street Roswell join us here after that interview, and we're going to be talking about all of the stuff going on through Main Street during the UFO Festival, talking about the UFO parade, talking about all the stuff that's going on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, all of that good stuff. So we'll give you a little preview of what's on tap for Main Street and what's happening during the UFO Festival. So that should pretty much fill out the hour. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll be getting sunshine today. It stays pretty hot with our high in the upper 90s and isolated afternoon thunderstorm possible. Overnight, we're in the upper 60s and a few clouds, and then slightly better chances of those afternoon storms coming up on Saturday. We'll hit the upper 90s. Looks like low 90s on Sunday. Sunshine in the morning, pretty good chance of afternoon storms. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 83 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 30% with winds currently out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Today, sunny, hot, highs around 98 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 69 degrees, west winds 5 to 15. And then a change in the weather, the change to more monsoon-like for us beginning this weekend. Saturday, we are looking at a 30% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. They do throw in some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall, so be on the lookout. Sunny and a high of 97 tomorrow, so it's still going to be warm. West winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. That 30% chance of rain continues into Saturday night. Once again, some of those storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Partly cloudy and overnight low of 68. And then south winds around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, cooler temps and greater increases of rain chances here, too. A 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms for Sunday afternoon. Mostly sunny, high of only 88 Sunday with north winds at around 15 miles per hour. For Sunday night, we're looking at a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly cloudy, 65 for an overnight low. And then the rain chances continue into next week. We're looking at Monday, a 40% chance of rain with partly cloudy skies, a high of 86. And then the rest of the week, 40% chance of rain Tuesday, partly sunny, 89. Wednesday, a 30% chance of rain, partly cloudy, 92. And Thursday, a 20% chance of rain, mostly sunny, and 96. So after today, it's going to be back to monsoon-like season for us. All right, it is 9:13. We're going to take about a 3-minute break, and then on the other side, we'll have Dr. Yang and Mr. Tang join us here from New Mexico Military Institute. We'll talk all about the STEAM camp they just had, and talk about all the success and for the sponsors that made it happen. That's coming up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. You've convinced yourself it's warm enough to swim in your pool for the first time this season, even if the temperature still carries a hint of fading cold. Who cares? You've paid your winter dues. With hours inside and too much pie, it's time to open your pool. Barbecues, suntans, and games of Marco Polo. Here you come. The only question is, how ready is your pool? It has been waiting patiently for this day too, ready to make your neighbors drool. If you rely on BioGuard products, get ready to slap on some sunscreen and fire up the grill. Not only does BioGuard provide simple solutions, they also have expert dealers who can help you be the best pool owner you can be. Because when your eyes sparkle at the side of your pool, they should always return the favor. Visit your BioGuard dealer at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, and start the season off right.
We cut to order, special order, products sold and new. You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
When I'm ready for new furniture, I don't want to wait for it. I go to Glenn's Furniture, where everything is ready for immediate delivery. Beautiful power reclining furniture, gorgeous dining room sets and bedroom sets, and the world's most comfortable mattresses. Glenn's has the quality furniture I'm looking for at the best prices around, in stock and ready to go home. So don't wait around. Hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, delivering for free since 1953.
The blowout is on. The Honda Summer Blowout is on now at Roswell Honda with an explosive selection of sparkling new rides to choose from, like a 2017 Honda Accord for just $389 a month, a 2019 Ford EcoSport for just $349 a month, or a 2015 Chrysler 200 for just $249 a month. Get a Home Depot gift card and a Caribbean getaway just for stopping by, a VR headset with a test drive, and an Amy's Fireworks bundle with purchase. And register to win a $500 Amy's Fireworks bundle to be given away June 25th at 1 p.m. The blowout is on at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
At LeGrand Funeral Chapel, we believe that every funeral should be a reflection of the life it honors. The joys, the triumphs, the faith, the family, and so much more. For us, no detail is too small, no request too big. This is Rosa Aguilar. When the time comes to choose a funeral home, we hope you'll let us serve your family. At LeGrand Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
That's a fear of beards, in case you didn't figure that one out. Good morning. It is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the New Mexico Military Institute, we have Dr. Mia Yang with us, and I'm going to try this, but if I butcher it, correct me, okay? Sure. We have Anon Tang?
Yes.
Is it Danielle?
Yes, great.
Good. Because I was like, when you put vowels together, I don't do so well.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're doing good.
Doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now you both work at the New Mexico Military Institute, right?
Yes, we do.
So what's your day job over there when you're not running STEAM camps and everything? What is your normal? I'm assuming you teach classes and things over there.
Yes, we both teach College of Physics. I primarily teach engineering physics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys have the science background.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Very cool.
Yeah,
so,
both of us has the PhD in physics.
So you're both doctors. I called him Mr. earlier. Doctor.
Yes.
Doctor.
Uh-huh.
Doctor. So I'm curious, what brought you to New Mexico Military Institute? Where are you guys from originally? Maybe I should ask that question.
Originally is from China.
Okay.
Yeah, but we came to United States for the PhD degree.
Okay.
So we went to Indiana University.
Okay.
And after I graduated, I said, I'm going to find a job. And Nimi is one of this.
So did you both come from China to Indiana?
Yes, we both.
That's quite a culture shock.
It is.
I mean, because I imagine... Like you went, because China, I've never been to China, but I know there's a lot of people. So even probably small towns are full of people. Yes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where Indiana, that's a flyover state. Even our major city there is not like, you know what I mean?
I know.
So you probably went from like elbows and elbows to like, hey, I can breathe a little out here.
Yes,
so
yes.
that might have been quite a neat little. I imagine it's been kind of a neat cultural experience to kind of go
very
from
different.
something like
Yes.
that. Very cool.
Uh-huh.
So how did you end up here at MMI? What was it? Just
the job? Yeah. I think the 2009 I got the job and I said I'm gonna give it a shot and teach for a couple years, but my couple years turns to 13 years.
We're going on 15 years later. Here you are again. Now, have you been here, Dr. Tang, as long? You came the same time?
I came here like 2011.
Okay, so a couple years later.
Yes, of course I want to
Dr. Yang saying, hey, it's pretty cool here. Come on, Dr. Tang.
He came with me.
Oh, okay.
But he stayed home for 2 years.
I did some research with the Los Alamos National Laboratory.
Okay.
And then I found it too difficult to travel between, even it's only 3 hours, 4 hours driving, right?
Okay,
but it's still too hard to commute.
It is a bit of a commute.
Yeah, and then on 2011, there's the opening at the institute.
Okay.
And
although I imagine it's tough to leave Los Alamos, that's a pretty nice area.
Oh
yeah.
But it's hard for us because
Yeah.
with Chinese people, you have to do background check.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. So you had to do a lot of government stuff and all that.
To get
I never think of that side of things, but I imagine that's something that you have had to deal with quite a bit.
Yeah. I was there once. They stopped me on the bridge, so you cannot go on beyond the bridge.
Interesting.
Because I didn't pass. They didn't finish the background check yet
Gotcha.
for me.
And red tape seems to be the biggest obstacle in a lot of things, especially in the day and age we live in today here.
Yes.
But well, regardless of how the journey got here, we're very glad you're here and
Thank
glad
you.
you're seeing it. So, so I'm curious, what do you guys kind of? I know you both teach science and physics and things, but is it the same curriculum, or do you specialize in different areas of physics and things, or is it
similar curriculum?
Okay.
Yeah, just different levels.
Gotcha.
I kind of take the higher level of physics, and he took the general level of physics.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm curious where, and this is, I'm not gonna lie. There's a reason I'm in radio and not science and math. I'm not the most genius in these types of things. I got good skill sets, but not in that world. But does that where it gets into the physics where you start talking theoretical versus physical, like practical physics? Is that where it starts separating a little bit, or is that a different?
In order to get a better understanding, we usually do practical.
Okay.
During the lecture, just give them an example, a demonstration for them to see.
Okay.
In that case, it's easier for kids to understand.
Gotcha. Okay.
Similar things we did at a camp.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so and so this kind of, and this is where I love, because, and this is where your STEAM camp and STEM camps and these kind of things happen, is they'll take that complicated and bring it to a level that you can at least understand the concepts of what we're trying to explain. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And
where you may not know
enjoy
the
it.
formulas and the actual math to get you there. That's where you got to go be doctors and things like that. It takes a little time to teach you all that, but to understand why something's the way it is and the concept of how it is, that's where these camps are. And it really, once you understand that, then you can get into the details of how you got there. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I love about this. So talk a little bit about the camp here. It was last week, June 13th through the 17th.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the camp and some of the stuff you guys did.
We we have the thought for a long time, but how to put it into action is actually we actually have a lot of difficulty to get it happen.
Okay.
It's because we first have to figure out the budget, and but anyway, we got it done. We got it done, and the camp is all about science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are in charge of the math part, Dr. Tan and I, and we have art teacher. She has a PhD.
She's the expert on the art side.
I know.
Let the Dr. Tang and Dr. Yang handle the science. I'll handle the creativity side.
Yeah, and then that's true. And we did a chemistry lab about flame test, and we did robots. We actually purchased several sets of a robot set.
Oh wow!
Like spherical robots and Autobots, and we have another called Cubulus.
So you show them like kind of the cool
yes.
gadgets, toys, the
Yes,
things that are
that's-
part of the industry,
Yes.
and say, this is the kind of cool stuff
I
you
know,
work with.
yes.
Yeah.
Kind of
And
new
I- yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
And I told
yeah.
the kids how to control it and how to actually you write commands on the computer is actually basic computer
Yeah.
computing.
Oh,
You
wow.
give them the command to the computers and you let the computer execute the command and the robot is going to follow your commands. So the kids getting excited.
Absolutely.
I know.
I
yeah.
think you'd get as many adults in that room as excited as you would the kids. You might
Yeah.
have to, it's your turn, move out. But
Yes.
yeah, that's we need more of that here.
Yes.
And the fact that I love that you guys incorporated the A part in
Yes.
STEAM
Mhm.
as arts, because I think they kind of work in concert a little bit, where science is. You have a theory and you follow the evidence to see if your theory's right or not,
Yes,
basically.
that's true. Mhm.
Where in the world of arts, you get to add that level of layer to put some creativity into your theory.
That's true.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And say, okay, I'm thinking of it in this linear state, but if I turn it this way a little bit and look at it from that angle, I might get a whole different perspective on this problem.
What you said is quite very true. Is because during the research we did like 7 to 8 years of research. It's actually the same thing. You have a puzzle you want to solve, right? How are you going to solve it? Is you have to think it is outside the box. Are you going to look at this angle? You're going to look at that angle. I think it's called creativity.
Yeah.
Which is the artists share the same thing.
Which I think it makes both better.
I
Like,
know,
the
yes,
science
right.
will make the art better, and the art will make the science
yes,
better.
that's
You know,
true.
and
Yes,
so I love, and plus I think it gives a chance for people that may hear science or math and think that's above my expertise of knowledge, or my brain doesn't work that way. But if you present it to them through an art
Yes.
platform, it might register. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
It might make
Yes,
sense.
yes.
So
And the kids do love
I love
it.
that.
The kids loves a lot. Yeah. Mhm.
Good deal.
Yes.
So we got a few more minutes here. I want to. The camp's already happened.
Yes.
Don't worry. Plans in the works for future STEAM camps here. Well, as they come on the radar here, we're going to let people know.
Yeah. I will.
But this camp didn't happen without a lot of support. You guys
That's
had a
true,
lot of
yes.
help from not only the NMMI, the campus, but from various sponsors and
Sponsors,
things
yeah.
Local
like that.
community, yes.
So we want to take a few minutes to thank these
Yes, I will,
businesses and individuals for
Yes, yeah.
for their support.
Yeah. And at first, we got the huge sponsor from New Mexico Military Institute.
Yeah, without them, this wouldn't have happened at all.
Yeah, yes, yes.
That's a given. No NIMBY,
Yeah.
no NIMBY stuff.
Yes, well, classroom, everything, technologies and computers, yes. And also we have sponsors from Richland
Richland
Motors.
Automotive Group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we have sponsors from Armstrong Energy.
Awesome.
Yes. We have a sponsorship from Pioneer Bank.
Nice.
They're being really nice. And Sunrise Optimist Club of Roswell.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
So you even got some other nonprofits
Yes,
coming
that's
in and
true,
saying,
yeah.
hey, we love what you're doing. We want to get involved
That's
with this.
true.
That's
yes.
great.
And we have Albertsons, the South Main.
Okay.
Yes.
The Albertsons there, so you can come.
Yes, the managers there, she's wonderful.
I imagine they
yeah.
probably help out with food and things
Yeah,
during the camp,
snacks,
and they're
yeah,
very good about doing that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And also we have sponsors from Sam's Club.
Okay.
They're really
Snacks,
good too.
yeah.
Yeah,
they give you the bulk food stuff
Yes,
when
yeah.
when you need the 10-pound jar of mayonnaise. They got you covered.
or Nutella.
That's right. Yeah, some ramen maybe.
Yes.
Does ramen come in an 8-pound bucket? I don't know.
And with my friend from China, Kim Buffet, yeah, they sponsor lunch.
Dang, awesome.
Yeah.
Good
Yes,
deal.
the kids love it.
I love going over there
yes.
and eat. I go in there
yeah.
'cause I can almost walk to it from where I live,
Oh,
so
yes.
it's very convenient.
Good food, yes.
Well, then I feel like I'm healthier if I walk to it. And I eat
Then you can eat more.
copious amounts of food and then waddle home.
Yeah, that's true. And we also have sponsors from Pepper's Grill and Bar. They're
Awesome.
so generous.
Yeah.
I like Adam Rowe. He's just so nice. Yeah.
Always supporting in the community in various things,
yes.
too.
And we have a Chills. The
ice cream
yes,
place.
the kids love the ices from
They
the
do like the rolled, like the kind of like that Cold Stone Creamery
yes,
style.
that's
yeah.
true. They support kids with ices after the hot days.
Oh,
my
nice.
goodness.
I'm sure
kids
those
loves it.
were probably one of the more popular items
Yeah.
for the week
Yes,
there. Because
yes.
it was a little warm during this time.
And we have Mr. Warren AEL from the Eastern New Mexico Medical Center support us.
Good.
Yes. And we have those sponsors, but I really want to say thanks to our amazing teachers. We have Dr. Yang, Dr. Tan, my husband, And Dr. Xian is our art teacher.
Okay.
And Mrs. Say is our biology teacher. And we have Miss Mia Walker, Mr. Joshua Lopez, Mr. Andrew Hubbard, and our secretary, Miss Yolanda Luna, and our wonderful volunteer, Miss Claire Galloway, Miss Young, and Sophia Supenda. She's a teenager.
Okay.
Stevie Xu, he's a teenager too.
I love when the young folks get involved and help.
Yeah. And Mr. Ronnie Austin, you know him, right?
Yeah.
He's a wonderful photographer, and he did everything.
Well, him and I are in Leadership Roswell together, so we do a lot of stuff together.
And I really want to say big thanks to my son, Lucas Tang. He just turned 14. And
he's right at that age where he's pushing boundaries and things. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Well,
but he surprised me. I signed him up for the camp, but he ended up with doing all the volunteer jobs. So he organized.
He came as a camper and ended up as a worker.
I know, yes. Yeah, he helped the kids.
So it happens when your parents are running the program. It's just it's part of the deal.
I yelled at him every day at home, but he did a wonderful job. He helped the kids to do the 3D printing.
Awesome.
Well, laser engravers.
I got a funny feeling when he's your all's age, he's probably going to be doing the same thing you guys are doing. Well, well, hopefully it's here, but if it's not here, then it's somewhere. You know what I mean?
We're Chinese parents. We're all pushy.
But that's the passion. You follow the passion, and it creates that passion, and that's what's great about it here.
Yeah.
And in a lot of those businesses and things you mentioned, you see those names a lot in supporting our community. Thank you very much to all of those from,
Can I say a few words for my friends?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, all of those sponsors is coming from the connection, my dear friend, Bobby Arnott.
Oh, I know Bobby. Yeah.
Yes. He's
scouting.
So,
With a lot of scouting. Another good man. Yeah.
My friend, Jimmy Hastert. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Vicky Barres. You know her.
Yes,
she's a wonderful volunteer.
Yeah.
They help me a lot to connecting to the sponsors.
Good.
And, without them, I cannot get to all of those sponsorships.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to tap into you guys again because we're going to need more of you because this we want the STEAM camp. I know they're like saying, we don't want too big, but I'm saying, the more kids that get opportunities to do this, the greater. We'll take more resources. We need more sponsors, maybe we can tap in a few more professors out at NMMI to put them to work here. And
invite the superintendent.
There you go. Why not? Come on
he
down.
actually gave them a talk. Yeah.
I last night, we're running out of time. I got to tell us. We had a Leadership Roswell alumni banquet out at NMMI last night.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the commandants there who's in charge of all of that, he's a colonel. He's kind of an important man over at the campus there. But and he's also with Leadership Roswell. He was as a classmate and everything, so he was there. But that man, as important as he was, we're sitting there eating dinner and all that, and then when dinner's over, he puts gloves on and is helping the staff clean the tables and everything. I was like, how cruel is that? I mean, that's not very often when you see a guy that's basically a general rolling in and putting on his gloves and saying, I'm going to help my guys clean the tables and make sure they get ready. I mean, that's the kind of leadership you got over there. So that's the point I'm making is there's so many great, yourselves included, but you have a great staff that really is dedicated to these kids' futures.
Yeah,
and
we
that's
are
amazing.
so
like a family.
Yeah.
We're so grateful to work at NIMI.
So we're going to get you back next time before the camp.
Thank you so much.
So we can talk about the camp.
We're going to plan one during the winter. So
good deal. So more to come here.
Yes.
We're going to do one where you don't have to sit in the hot weather. You can sit in more nicer, mild climates.
Probably
perhaps.
let them play in the snow. Hopefully, we're going to have some snow.
Hopefully, it's Roswell, New Mexico. It could go either way. We could get a foot, or we may not see none. So we don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, you've been around for so you were here for Goliath. Yeah, you guys were here for now. What part of China are you from? Is it from a warmer?
Northeast.
Is that
cold? Very
so
cold.
It's more very cold.
Yeah, we have snow.
So you're used to cold weather and not
September until May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. Now I got to ask, what do you prefer? The warmer? Do you like the colder? You can't be too bad on the warm.
I like cold.
I like hot weather. I like Roswell.
Now I know why you're still in New Mexico.
Yes.
I know. Because if the wife ain't happy, then nobody's happy. I get that.
That's
true. That's why he helped me a lot.
Well, Dr. Tang, I'm sorry that you lost that battle, and she's here because we're so grateful that you're here to be a part of our community. So
thank
awesome.
you.
But thank you guys, and like I said, we're going to get you in next time. before the event, and we
yes.
can talk more about it.
Thank
okay?
you so much.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, have a great weekend, and thank you guys for coming in and visiting us, and thank you for making an excellent camp here, and of course, thank you to all that supported it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Okay.
See
Have
ya.
a good weekend.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
All right. It's 9:33. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back on the other side talking Main Street Roswell. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Stocks took off at the opening bell on Wall Street this morning. The rally keeps the market on track for solid weekly gains after 2 punishing weeks that brought back-to-back weekly drops of more than 5%. Markets have been jittery as investors try to gauge whether the Fed will succeed in its tightrope walk of raising interest rates enough to get inflation under control, but not so much as to knock the economy into a devastating recession. Groups representing the oil industry and refiners say that a meeting with Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm was productive and should send a signal to markets that the United States is committed to long-term investments in the oil and refining industry. The Biden administration has been urging the oil industry to step up production as gas prices and other energy costs skyrocket. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Every trial, every heartache, every letdown, you're raising it up for my good.
Country Club Road Church of Christ would like to invite you out to a free concert, June 25th at 7 p.m. Come out and enjoy the beautiful music from Lubbock Christian University's very own group, Best Friends.
Let me tell you about my Jesus. His love is strong and his grace is free.
Hear songs from their latest album, Solid Rock. It's a fun, free night of music and worship you won't want to miss. All ages are welcome.
Did he move every mountain? Did he part every sea? Yes, he did.
That's Saturday, June 25th, 7 p.m. at Country Club Road Church of Christ, 700 West Country Club Road in Roswell.
The truth be told, the truth is really told.
Hear more of the music from Best Friends on iTunes.
I say I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine, oh, I'm fine.
This lot is hot. The summer of savings is on all month long at Roswell Nissan with scorching savings on a fresh lineup of amazing vehicles like a 2018 Nissan Altima for just $319 a month, a 2015 GMC Terrain for just $269 a month, or a 2016 Jeep Cherokee for just $209 a month. Zero down, no payments till August, and top dollar for your trade. And bring in your mailer for the chance to play Lucky Lotto and win cash. The summer of savings on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd, or shop online 24/7 at roswellnissan.com.
This July, Roswell becomes Ground Zero.
I'm Clyde Lewis, and you're listening to Ground Zero.
The International UFO Museum and Research Center, in conjunction with Roswell's Talk FM, are bringing nationally syndicated radio show host Clyde Lewis to Roswell for the 2022 UFO Festival. Clyde will be broadcasting his show Ground Zero live from the International UFO Museum on Friday, July 1st from 8 to 11 p.m. Join Clyde as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The truth is out there.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
You know, at the time I wrote that, that wasn't as timely as I thought it was. Now it is, so yay for me. Good morning. It is 37 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Main Street Roswell, we have Xanthia Wright joining us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good deal. Well, it's not to say that Main Street Roswell doesn't have, it's busy all the time over there, but this time of year kind of is a little extra busier as we gear up. UFO Festival is, one of the biggest events that happens here downtown in Roswell each year. And of course, Main Street Roswell, they always have a great series of events that are part of the UFO Festival that we want to make sure. And kind of Main Street Roswell, yeah, we're serving the tourists and everybody coming in, but Main Street Roswell also kind of say, hey, you locals, come be a part of our, that's why they do the costume content. That's more for us. I mean, yeah,
absolutely.
The visitors and guests are more than welcome to participate, but that's kind of for our local fun, is more participation there. But Main Street Roswell, we've got, and there's some updates we want to, that's a little different for this year's festival that's different, like the parade and things. They've shifted times and things. So we want to make sure everyone's aware of those things here. So do we want to talk parade first? Since I was just doing that and talk about that.
Yes.
One of the first major difference is it's going to be Saturday morning. It's not a night parade with the lights. Now it's a morning parade. So hopefully.
It's going to be Saturday morning at starting at 9:30.
Okay.
And we will be going down Main Street. We're going to start at 13th down to 3rd.
Okay.
So line up on Main Street again. We're really excited about that.
Okay, and then head south.
Head south, yes.
Gotcha. I was doing some logistics in my head. That's when you see it. I was like, so you're going to start north end on 13th and then work your way south to 3rd Street.
To 3rd Street.
Which is right here by, it's like a block. It's on the south side of the courthouse lawn, actually. That's 3rd Street.
That's 4th.
There.
The one after that's 3rd.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're off. I'm off one. Sorry. Yeah, I was a block off there. But yeah, it's right there. You can't miss it. So, and that's going to be kind of the central focus of all the Main Street UFO Festival stuff right there downtown on the courthouse lawn and those blocks around it.
Yeah, so when that ends, basically we're going to be kicking off too. We're starting at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning with all the merchants and the vendors on the lawn, the courthouse lawn that we're doing.
Okay.
Also with the parade, it's free to enter, and the UFO Museum has donated the prize money and a large amount of prize money. Cash prize money. It's going to be really
good. And of course, bragging rights. I mean,
of course,
that's a given. You're going to win. You got to talk big too. So, but yeah. So, what's the prize amounts this year? Did they have those yet? Or
I'm not sure.
Okay, but they are good big cash prize amounts.
Good big cash prize.
However, you do need to register to be in the parade. You can't just show up with your float and say I'm in the parade.
Correct.
You need to pre-register, and as Xanthia said, it is free. It doesn't cost you anything. But we do, and you'll trust me. This is for logistics for Xanthia and her team because it does take a lot of coordination to organize a parade. Lining up the people, making sure they have the spots, and so. They got to do advanced planning on all that to create that. So, but you just showing up Saturday morning, you kind of mess all that up. So please, you can, and we'll tell you in a minute where you can get all the applications and everything. But please get one, fill it out, and get it in here. Is there a deadline on getting the parade entries in?
It's probably already passed, but we're just going to take people.
Okay. So especially this probably next week for sure, and please don't wait till Friday or something. Maybe if you can't do it today, maybe by Monday or Tuesday of next week, get it in there. But by definitely midweek, we want to make sure that we get those entries in.
Yes, by the 30th at the latest.
Okay, that's probably our hard deadline there is the 30th. So very good. Now, and of course, we want to encourage everyone to come out that's not submitting an entry as well. It'll get underway. The parade will start at 9:30. So you kind of want to get you a good spot somewhere between 13th Street and 3rd Street. Like I said, most of the action will probably be closer to downtown. So, and that'll be, a little bit more crowded. So depending on your proclivity for crowds, you might want to be a little farther up 13th, or if you want to be in the thick of it, come on down towards Main Street area. But I do want to remind people there's plenty of parking behind the courthouse. There. There's also some city parking and behind on the opposite side too. Like we're here on the I guess you'd say the west side of the street here, and there's some city parking in between some of these different lots here too. So there's plenty of parking in the area. You just kind of go to the different lots if you're looking for a spot to park to enjoy all the festivities that day. So, but 9:30 Saturday morning.
9:30 Saturday morning. I found the award.
Oh, okay, cool.
So best alien encounter is $500.
Nice.
Crowd favorite, $500. Most interactive, $300. Now, we don't mean throwing candy out your float, because that is definitely nothing to be.
Yeah, we want to safety is priority one.
Interactive within itself.
Gotcha.
Most humorous, $250.
Okay.
Best musical instruments, $250. And then we have a most creative award. We got first, second, and third.
Okay.
The prizes are $250, $150, and $100.
Wow, so there's quite a few $1,000 going out.
The last one is best walker, skater, or bike for $150.
Nice. So if you don't have the ability to create a big, huge float, but you want to do something on a bike or a costume to walk in the parade in or something, enter, game on. You can win some prize money too. So cool. I love it. And then of course, if if you're not into being in the parade, I would love for you to come on out and bring the family and enjoy watching the parade. And then right after that, you can go and hit the ground running with all the fun activities that will be going on during UFO Festival. But the parade will be Saturday morning. That's a big difference in change this year. So I wanted to get that out front and open right away. Let's talk about some of the other stuff going on. Of course, on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, that's kind of like I said, a central area, but there'll be lots of stuff happening there. I think that's where the pet costume contest.
Yes, the pet costume contest is there at 9:00 on Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And
so right before the parade.
Right before the parade.
So get there early for that, and then you got a good spot for the parade right afterwards.
Yes. The human costume contest is at 8 p.m. on Friday night, the night before.
All right, and where is that located at?
Also on the courthouse.
Okay, I think that's new this year too. I think that was, and also in the evening, right? That's new.
We've always had those ones in the evening.
Okay,
yes.
All right. I was thinking that was another morning.
Typically, it's right before the parade.
Gotcha.
Because then they're dressed and ready to go on.
Makes sense. Now I got that. Yeah. But it'll be there on the courthouse lawn and there in the evening hours. Which,
correct.
Trust me, the people with the big leather suits on are probably more thankful for
that. Yes, definitely.
And by the way, if you're interested in entering the costume contest, you'll find the entry forms on the website, which we'll tell you here in a bit. But it's alien theme, it's cosplay theme. So if you want to come as your favorite, superhero, Marvel, DC, or if you want to do Alien, all of that counts in the Alien costume contest. It's
absolutely.
It's sci-fi themed pretty much. So wherever you want to take that, the world's your oyster there. So be as creative as you want. Same with the pets too.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, you think you're creative with pets? Game on. There's some people that come up with some amazing concoctions for costumes for pets, and you're just like, I would have never thought of that. It was really good. So I'm telling you, competition's a little stiff. Be warned. It's good, but it's a lot of fun. I hope you either participate or at least come out and watch and see all
definitely.
the fun. Yeah, definitely. So that's, again, all on the courthouse lawn. Saturday morning at 9 for the pet costume contest. Saturday evening. What time was that again?
Friday
evening. I'm sorry. What time again?
8.
8 p.m. on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn.
Correct.
Downtown here.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. What else do we want to talk about? Some of the passport stuff.
So the passports program. Yep, and that'd be the other thing.
And that's again, this one's for everybody. I mean, we use it for our out of town folks to come and visit some of our merchants and things, but it's even more of a guideline for our locals too, because after the festival's over, you get to enjoy these places, when everyone's gone home. And so, and to be honest, we need you to support these businesses. So,
yes.
This is, and I do want to remind folks that for many of our downtown Main Street businesses, this is like their Black Friday weekend, the whole UFO festival. There is a Black Friday and they do, but really, a lot of these businesses remain in business downtown because of UFO Festival weekend. So please remember that.
That's very correct.
And so use this passport program as a way to get yourself some free swag and support local businesses. And kind of explain the concept of the passport program.
So the passport program, we are going to be doing a scavenger hunt. The businesses that are signing up to participate have selected an item. You get to go in their store, find it, write it out.
Okay.
Once you complete 70% of the businesses found, you can bring it back down to the tent on the courthouse lawn.
Okay.
The Main Street tent, and we will give you your swag.
It's official UFO Festival swag that I believe is exclusive only to the passport program, right?
Correct.
Yeah, this is not stuff you can get at any other vendor or any other way. So this is exclusive collectibles. So if you love collecting the collectibles of the UFO Festival, the rarest of ones come from the passport program. So just a tip for folks out there that like to collect these things.
Yes.
So, good deal. So, but again, that kind of is throughout the whole UFO Festival weekend. So you want to, get there early on Friday to kind of get your passport and do some of it. Maybe you can use the course of the weekend to kind of visit all the places and then make sure you get back in time to turn in your passport to collect your prize here. But
yes, correct. And so Friday we'll be going from noon to 10.
Okay.
Saturday 10 to 10, and then Sunday 10 to 3.
Very good. So you pick it up at like as close to 10 a.m. Friday. Now you got till about 2 o'clock or so on Sunday to get your stuff turned in and make sure you get your prizes and all that stuff. But if you get it done early, then you can go and hit all the other
yeah,
stuff.
that's great.
So, but it really is, and you might even want to use the passport as your tour guide to experience the rest of the UFO festival too. It's like, oh yeah, let's go over here where they got such and such going on. While there, we can hit this business and that business, and after lunch we'll go over here and hit that business and check out whatever event's going on there, or maybe one of the panels over. Maybe like, we're going to be at the convention center for some of the panel discussions in the afternoon. All right, let's hit some of the passport businesses at that end of town, and then we're back downtown. We'll hit some of the ones closer to the heart of the downtown region there. So please get your passport, sign up, and even if you're not into the collectible swag, go through it and do it, and then hold it leverage over people that are into the collectible swag. It's a great move. What other events we want to promote or talk about here?
We are bringing down a group, the girls that were stuck in Roswell.
Oh, yeah, they did the music video.
Of the Roswell song.
It caught viral
Yes.
on Facebook and probably other.
We
I
will
saw
be bringing them back. They'll be on the courthouse lawn with
Good
us.
deal. And if you're not familiar with the whole story, it's a duet, two ladies, and I guess they came through Roswell while touring or on vacation. I'm not sure, but their vehicle broke down, and they ended up spending a few days in Roswell, and they saw the sights and did everything, and they were kind of inspired by what our community and wrote a cool little song, and it went viral on Facebook and everything else, and well, they earned their spot a gig at the UFO festival. So if you want to come and meet them and you saw their video and said, this is so cool, and you want a chance to talk to them and kind of share experiences, they're going to be at the UFO festival.
Yes, we're hoping to have them before the human costume contest Saturday night.
Okay.
And we're also hoping to have them a booth at the Galacticon at the convention center.
Okay, very good.
So they can do merch and meet and greet kind of type thing as well.
So,
we're hoping for that.
Okay.
We'll probably need to follow up for sure. But.
Gotcha. Make sure their commitments and everything are good to go
Yes.
here. But and then of course on top of this, because UFO Festival is a multiple tier entity. The International UFO Museum, obviously, they're sponsoring the prize money here. This is one of their big events. Main Street Roswell is the other one, and then the city itself. So it's really three entities working together to make this one big event. And the Galacticon. I always forgot to factor that in, too, because it's very much a part of it, too.
Yes.
I always kind of lump her in with Main Street for some reason. I don't know why. But,
we love Elaine. That's okay.
But yeah, Galacticon, which is also coinciding. And good news is this year it's back in the convention center, because last few years it's been out at the mall, which is great facility. We appreciate all that, but it's not necessarily in the action of everything.
Exactly. We're glad to have her closer.
But I do want to remind folks, go out to because as part of Galacticon is also a film festival out at Galaxy 8. And so that you can get tickets and stuff at the Galacticon at the convention center. But go support the film festival and get your passes and then go watch movies, because you can watch the movies all, but support Galaxy 8 by buying popcorn and hot dogs and nachos and all that stuff, candy. But anyway, that's all part of this weekend too. So when you're not doing pet costume contest or checking out the parade or trying to get your passport filled out, make sure you go visit Galacticon. Go visit some of the panels and things that's happening at the museum and at the convention center. The UFO museum's got stuff at both.
Correct.
For that. So all that in conjunction with the Main Street stuff here. So there's a lot going on. As far as the Main Street events, like as far as being a vendor, that's another thing we're gonna get to here in a minute. But being a part of UFO Festival in any way as a parade entrant, or if you want to sign up is the passport or any of these, you'll find applications to become a band member or and sign up for the pet or human costume contest. If you go to mainstreetroswell.org. That will take you to Main Street Roswell's webpage. You'll find all the forms that are appropriate here at that website. I think they're also on the UFO Festival website too.
They should be.
Yeah,
yes.
I think you can find them there. So if you're at the UFO, I always botch this. It's like UFO Roswell or UFOFestivalRoswell.com or UFOFestival.com.
I think it's UFOFestival.com.
I think I keep trying to crowbar Roswell and it's not in there.
Yeah.
I think that's what I keep doing. But anyway, I believe you'll find all of these applications on there too.
Correct.
But please get them filled out this weekend or today and that way you can work on getting your float together and getting your costume together for next week.
Yeah. So and for the vendors, we are still accepting some vendors as long as they already have their city permit.
Okay, so if you do food or whatever, you gotta have all your permits in place by now.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
already something in now. They the city can no longer doesn't have enough time to issue anymore. So if
Gotcha.
you already have it, we're good. We can still bring you on.
Okay. But if not, well, early bird gets a worm on
Yeah,
this one. We'll do it
exactly.
next week. One more thing we definitely want to talk about real quick, and this is after UFO Festival. This is another very popular event with Main Street Roswell is the farmer and garden market that fires up in July right after UFO Festival every year. It's happening again. It'll be not this weekend or next, but that weekend after the UFO Festival.
Correct, July 9th.
Again, on the courthouse lawn, they start, I think, officially at 7 a.m.
Yes.
And then they go to about 11 or so.
About 11 or
Yeah.
depending on when they sell out.
And they fill up the courthouse lawn with produce vendors from local, so like you love going to Graves Farm but don't want to drive out there. Graves Farm kind of comes to you during that. Them and many other local produce vendors. And then we also have nonprofits and other organizations setting up booths so you can learn about some other great things in our community while you're out there. Usually someone's got baked goods and someone's got burritos and then all that. But if you want to be a vendor in this year's farmers market, again, you'll find the applications at mainstreetroswell.org. That's an ongoing thing. So if you missed the first one, you can still apply because it goes through to about September.
Yes, the end of
timeframe.
September.
Yeah. So if you're not quite ready yet, you can fill out your application anytime. But game on, it will be about 2 weeks from now. So
Actually, I think it's about the first weekend of October even.
yeah, and I know it's been extended in years
it
past.
Depends, yes.
It depends on the crops.
On the crops.
Yeah, if it's a good season, then it'll go longer. If we don't get much rain and all this, it might shorten it a bit. But I'm going to knock on wood. We'll get some moisture, and it's going to be a little longer. But another pro tip on that one, by the way, if you when you come to shop, especially if you're looking for produce, be there at 7, not at 11, because you are not the only one that loves produce. Fresh, delicious produce. It's kind of a popular thing. And at 7 a.m., people know. And so they're out there at that's why I said officially starts at 7 a.m. People are out there early doing their shopping and getting their produce while selection's at its best. And so now don't get me wrong. If you sleep in and you wake up at 9 o'clock, you're still going to find a bunch of great stuff out there. But if you're got your heart set on something particular or trying to track down something particular, the earlier the better on that kind of stuff. But and then of course, if you're interested in being a vendor out there, maybe your nonprofit organization would like to set up a booth out there,
Yes.
or
crafts if you create your own crafts.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, come out and do your own crafts. Yeah, like you said, as long as you create it yourself, and we don't want you to be a middleman to buy stuff off one shelf to put on another. But if you make beautiful artwork or beautiful whatever, you run the gamut. I see everything from butchers like doing fresh meats and things, not like there at the place, but there's not sides of beef hanging out there. But you know what I mean? Like you can get like local farm raised meats to produce to beautiful, chili ristras and chili roasters and all kinds of stuff people make. It's just there's a really great eclectic mix of stuff there. So mark it on your calendars. What's the official date? July
9th.
The July 9th, which is that weekend, that Saturday after UFO Festival.
Correct.
Here on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. Officially gets underway at 7 a.m. But please, I'm telling you, get there early. It's the pro tip. And then, of course, for folks driving out and about Saturday mornings, slow down a little bit, be a little cautious as some of the side streets get closed off around the courthouse lawn during that time. And there's a lot of people walking across streets and things. So a little bit more traffic than normal at that time of the morning during that season. So just be mindful of that, too. So is there anything we missed?
I don't think so. Those were all my notes, I think.
Good deal. Again, mainstreetroswell.org is your website, your best resource for all the applications for everything you talked about, from signing up to be an entrant in the UFO parade to being an entrant in any of the alien or pet costume contests, to if you have questions about the passport program, you can learn more about that. And, of course, to be a vendor or for either UFO Festival, like I said, got a few spots left, or the upcoming Farmers and Garden Market, go to mainstreetroswell.org. So
yes.
And then, of course, you can follow and like Main Street Roswell on Facebook, too. You'll find all the links to everything we're talking about through there, too. So
Yes, we post a lot on our Facebook page.
good deal. Well, excellent. Well, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate
you.
it. I'm sure you guys have a lot to do between now and then to get things ready. So
We do.
we'll let you stomp up those fires here. Real quick while I got you. Sorry. Volunteers. Could you guys use more volunteers for the weekend as far as, setting up chairs to logistics? I mean, is there a need for that, or are you guys covered?
Yes, pretty much always.
Okay. So if someone's interested in volunteering, just shoot a message maybe through the Facebook Main Street Roswell page, probably a
That'd
easy
be
way.
the best, yes.
Or, shoot a message some way
If
through
your
that.
organization needs any kind of time or anything.
Yeah, because I know that's a big thing. Is it takes an army of people to kind of make all these events happen, and it's all made up of great volunteers. That you get some perks. You get like your cool T-shirts, and you get to be behind the scenes a little bit of the UFO festival. So you get to peel back the curtain of that a little bit. But it's a real great service, and you're serving as an ambassador for our community. So if you want to have some fun. And you're going to be hot and you're going to be tired. I'm not going to lie to you. All those will happen. But you're going to have a great time and come out and be a volunteer.
It's worth it seeing all the people that just get so excited to be here and travel from all over the world to come down. And
that's the cool
a lot
thing.
of fun.
Yeah, it blows my mind when you see people from like Europe and Asia and they came to America just to come here.
Just
for
to
this.
come here.